Hello, everyone. Apologies for the delay, but we are here now. Thank you so much for joining us for another Teach and Play with Mandy and Michael. I'm Mandy Hutchinson, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl.
And I'm Michael, also known as Paulo.
And we have a special guest with us today.
I'm Ashley, also known as Red Meeple Smash.
So for those of you who have listened to the podcast and heard me say, oh, I have someone that kind of learns the games and teaches them, well, it's this person right at the end of the table. So we figured, hey, why not join us for the game that she initially taught me? So it works out well. So before we jump right in, I should kind of tell you what we're doing. So we're playing Forum Trajanum today. This, of course, is a designer close to my heart, Stefan Feld. Art is done by Michael Menzel, and it's published by Stronghold Games. So, I think that's my cue to hand it over to Michael so we can jump into gameplay. It's a big one. So we want to get started.
Yeah, after a year off, I don't know if this was the best one to get into, but it is a fun one, so why not, right? So yeah, we are going to be working on our own areas, on our own player boards, building our areas, and also sending envoys out to the forum to help out out there as well. Like a typical Feld point salad, many ways to get points in this game. And I'll just go, what I'm going to do, there are many things to teach in this one. I'm not going to teach them all up front. What we'll do is I'll cover a quick setup, and then what a couple pieces do, but for the most part, this is going to be teaching as we go, because otherwise it'll be way too long of a teach up front. So to start off, for setup, we have the board up front, and you're going to have mosaic boards, and I will switch over to camera 2. It has been a year. So you're going to have mosaic boards like this that are double-sided and randomly set up in a configuration with the number of players +1. So we're playing a 3-player game. There are 4 mosaic boards out there, and depending on the player count, there are a couple different layout variations as well that you can put in. Next, you're going to have the street cards. So there are 3 piles of street cards here. There's from the deck of 24, you divide them into 3 piles of 8, and 2 of those cards get flipped over every round, which means every cycle will have 4 rounds over the course of 3 cycles. So ultimately, we're playing 12 rounds total. Then you're going to have the Trajan cards, which will have 1 for each cycle. So you'll have 1, 2, and 3 on the back. You will randomly pick 1 from each cycle, placed on the side. These indicate scoring bonuses for that cycle. After that, you're going to have, let's see here, building tiles are going to be split up. So you've got 4 different colors of building tiles, and on the back side they are split. So in this case, it's double blue, and then on the back side, blue and gray. You can split those into half piles. If one pile runs out, you can still use the ones in the other side. And you also have the single ones as well. So in this case, a single blue tile that also has a gray building on the back side. So splitting those up into roughly half piles. Then we've got our scoring markers. So there are 3 scoring tracks, 3 benefit tracks that we'll get into later, and 1 scoring track that goes all the way around the board. So you're going to have the player markers out there for that. And let's see here. Get it. Oh, and then the column fragments. Right. So
the columns.
Yes, we're going to be building a column as we go along. Important. So this is, to start off, you've got this 3-point column, and I'll show the side so you can see ultimately what we're doing. We're going to be building a column. You won't be able to see it from the overhead, but by the end of the game, we'll have a column built like this. But they also have points on the top. So that might be a little rough to see. I'll stick it out that way. 1, 2, and 3. So there are ways to get points that will decrease as the cycles go on. So in the first cycle, 3 points for different things that we'll get into in a bit, 2 and 1. So later in the game, worth fewer points. That's the main board setup. Then we go into our own setup. A little bit fiddly. There's a lot of things to do here. But first off, I will show you, and I put that over here. So these player boards are double-sided. You can see across the top and the sides, there are the different streets. So those cards that I referenced at the start, Those are the different streets. The cards will indicate which streets you can take envoys from in your own area. On the A side, you have all the white streets across the top and the black streets down the side, but if you flip it over to the B side, it mixes them up. So it's recommended that you start with the A side, and that's what we've done for this setup. You then have a slide bar that has to do with, you can see there's numbers increasing there from left to right. That has to do with your largest group of envoys. So these pieces are called envoys. They will eventually be going into the forum. And the largest grouping you have will score based on where they are on that track. So I will quickly cover that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to set up this slide bar on the far left, as such, on the basic side. There is a way that you can flip this bar over, and you can see that kind of pushes things over a bit to the right, which means you're already one step ahead, but you start on the basic side, far left, and the goal is to try and move that bar as far to the right to get as many points as you can. One of the goals, I should say. There are many goals in this game.
Many. It's a feld. Come on.
It is.
Surprise!
Everyone's expecting all the goals.
Next, you've got 4 construction cranes. I'll show 2 of them. So you've got 4 different colors. You've got them in blue, yellow, green, and red. Those will go into the corners of your board and face up, showing the colors. Then you've got female envoys to start. So I'm playing blue. I had 3 that had a female on the back as opposed to the majority of the others that have the male envoy on the back. So with those 3, you will randomly pick one, and that gives you your starting citizen bonus. So I'll just grab that board once more. I keep putting that off to the side. On the left of your player board, there are 3 different classes of citizens. So you've got patrician, merchant, and craftsman, and each one has 2 different starting bonuses you can begin with. So I've got the patrician as my starting, so I'm going to get to put that into one of those 2 rows, and it will give me the corresponding bonus down the left. I'll cover what the bonuses are as we're picking them. The last 2 female envoys that you pick, so not the one that you pick randomly, but the other 2, are going to go into 2 opposite corners on your player board on top of the construction cranes. Face up. Then you're going to mix all of your regular envoys face down, place them out randomly, and then the last 2 that you put on the corners, ultimately you're going to have the 4 corners face up, everything else face down. You'll be left with 1 envoy, and he will go onto the boat in the bottom right corner. These are the ones that you'll eventually ship off to Forum Trajanum. Let's see here. I think that's almost it. You also have starting workers. You have Tribune. I remembered.
Hey.
Tribune. The gray meeples are workers. The brown meeples are assistants. And then there are colored workers, yellow, red, blue, and green, that will be able to build the corresponding colors, and we'll get into that later as well as we're playing. You get 1 coin, and 1 person starts with the start player marker. One thing to note in this game, play is clockwise like any other game. Start player is actually counterclockwise. Sometimes it can be easy to mix up with that going counterclockwise, and then you start playing counterclockwise as well. But first player marker counterclockwise, and playing
It's more
clockwise.
dangerous, like viticulture, where it's like it's out of player order, but this moves the other way, and oh my goodness, kind of like that.
All right, so that is enough explanation, I think, to get us going.
We do have a question.
Sure.
What is the start player marker supposed to look like? I quite frankly, I'm not sure.
I think it's a marching person, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is a feather on its cap?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I'm just making that up. But
I think so.
I think
I
it's
think
somebody else.
Look like Freddie Mercury because of the color and quick show.
Yeah,
I like that.
sure.
Good choice.
All right, so maybe what I'll do is I'll cover what we'd be looking at for the forum bonuses at the end of each cycle, because these are things we will need to consider. And to do that, I should cover what we'll be doing. So as we're playing, the way the round is, I'll cover a round first. It has been a year. The way a round is going to work is simultaneously we will be picking 2 envoys off of our boards based on the 2 street cards that get put face up. From those, we can then place buildings according to the workers and tribunes and assistants that we have. We can build buildings, and the color that we build can indicate which color envoys we can put out, or which color spaces we can claim with our envoys in the forum. So, having said all of that, when we build in the forum, in the first cycle, if we have any colored buildings, and that is, or gray, so any colored buildings or gray buildings, I'll try and get that a little closer so you can see, there is a bit of a split there, built above and below each of these temples that are on your board, you'll get to score points based on the tower. Not based on the tower, sorry. Based on your scoring track, your scoring bar. So that's the first thing we're going to go for. I'll just cover that first one. We'll cover the next one at the start of the second cycle. The bottom half has to do with collections. So you can see there's 2 different of your citizens. So as I said, there are 3 different classes of citizen. If you have 2 different classes of citizen, then you'll get, 2 classes of citizen and an envoy on your boat, then that will get you points as well for each set that you have of that. And I feel like that was already too much talking, so maybe we should just get into it.
Let's play.
All right.
I'm gonna play.
Any other questions before we get in?
No, I know Twitch and YouTube are a funny thing. If you're on Twitch, it generally runs right on par with what we're doing. YouTube, there is a little bit of a delay. So Twitch, I do find sometimes can be a little bit better to watch on if you want that right away action, but both are good. And I'm monitoring the chat and getting both YouTube and Twitch comments. So put a question in there. There is a delay for YouTube to come through, but I will get to them.
All right.
Okay.
All set?
Yes.
All
And
right.
I see people coming in. You're not late. We were a bit late setting up. So for those of you who are wondering, you're like, the space looks different. We're actually at my house this time, so you're seeing some of the wall of games that I have,
There you go.
a small portion.
Yeah.
So hence the reason the different format. But before we get started, it hasn't been asked yet. I know Halden is probably going to ask pretty soon because Halden's in the chat.
Oh, hello,
What
Holden.
is the drink for this evening's show?
Ah, yes, the drink. And
No, there it is.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Good job, Alvin.
and I don't think I even told you what the drink was. Did I?
You did not. This will be a surprise.
It's our secret.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Look at that. It's going to be a surprise.
This is called the Archers of Rome, conveniently enough.
Oh.
It took me a bit of searching to find a thematic drink, but once I saw that name, had to do it. So it's mixed a mix of white chocolate liqueur and vodka, and it's supposed to have a twist of orange in it. But with the traveling today, I didn't have that twist of orange. However, still delicious and thematic.
All right.
Okay, so I have flipped over 2 cards. Those are the 2 symbols, and I'll grab that board once more that I keep throwing on the floor, that correspond to, in this case, the 2 rows that we'll be able to grab envoys from. So you can see you've got the boat and the building, so we will be able to grab from that row and that row. So we're taking 1 envoy from each row. As you're grabbing envoys off of your board, you are trying to keep in mind the various goals for the Trajan cards, and potentially, depending on which goals you're going for, you do start with those 4 face-up ones that you can take. When you're taking these, they do correspond to bonuses that you can get, but you're going to be keeping 1 tile and passing the other off to your right. So you will have to pass 1 tile. Sometimes it's a matter of you don't want your opponent to have that, but other times it's a matter of I really need this, which is good as well. And before we even do that, we have not assigned our individual citizen. So,
May I ask a question?
yes, please.
Are we passing right or are we passing left?
Passing right.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So let's start with our bonuses. I am going to grab the top one. So I'll cover the bonus that I'm grabbing. So the first one on the top left, the symbology there, I don't know if I can get close. That's not too bad. there's two things here. The first one says that I can place my envoy anywhere corresponding to the color that I build. Normally, when I'm placing an envoy out into the forum, it must go into the color that I built and onto an already existing section of that color. So let's say Ashley had started the green, and I built green. If I'm placing an envoy in green, it must go into that section until it gets finished. That ability says I can place it anywhere. I don't have to place it into the same area. Now the reason that's important is whoever completes an area is going to get a bonus. So you might not want to start filling it and not be the one to complete it. The second part of that bonus, there's 4 eagles out on the board. So that gray area is an eagle. You get to score based on any orthogonally adjacent envoys out on that board at the end of the cycle. This bonus says that I get to score also with the diagonally adjacent envoys. So that is the bonus I'm choosing.
I think Mandy also chose that one.
I also chose this bonus. I
Okay.
played this a few times.
I have chosen the slide bar bonus.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a good one.
So this is using the merchant citizen. The first benefit to that is getting to flip from the basic to the advanced side for the slider, the scoring slider.
Winning.
Yes. The second benefit is that whenever you're moving that slider, as I said before, you're going to be moving that slider across this track at the top of the board, and there's these cypress trees. Normally you only get to move one spot at a time. That bonus says that Ashley will actually get to move it on top of the next cypress tree. So sometimes that will still only be one spot, but sometimes you'll get a double move. So moving faster down that track.
So we have a question in regards to cost of the game. So I was hoping Stronghold would join us. They may at some point throughout the chat. Do you know offhand?
Yes, so earlier I was on Board Game Bliss,
Oh, okay.
and it was $59.95
Canadian?
Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it should be about the same price US. I have usually they're on par. You may get a sale, cool stuff or something like that. If you're in the United States, I got mine. I think I got mine at Essen potentially. So might have been a bit more then. But yeah, there you go.
All right, so we do have the 2 streets that we can grab envoys from. You'll be grabbing one from each street, and then keeping one for yourself and passing the other to the right. At the end, you'll end up with 2 envoys because you're taking one from your opponent on the left. And once it's your turn after that, you'll then flip them both over and choose one of the benefits. All right, let's pick.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hate when they're all on the same side. It's just, you know. So yeah, this is a thing.
Have you played with the B side?
I have not. Although it's I'm always teaching it, right? So I never
Yeah,
pull it out.
you always want to do the easy one.
But now I'm like, oh, this would be very nice on the B side. All the mix ups. All right.
Although they'd probably inevitably always be on the same side.
Right, exactly. All right, I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna do this. Let's make some room, side by side. I like
I'm gonna
that.
make a big building.
Now I gotta look.
No, actually,
All right.
that's a lie.
So you get to look at both, and you also get to look at the first one you pick. If you want, you can look at the first one and then choose your second one, but you can't put it back on.
Oh, I guess technically my little peeps should be down here.
And you're the lucky one to always get my garbage.
Oh, thanks for that. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Well, that's something.
So once you've done the picking and passing,
Oof.
there's a spot on the bottom left of your player board to then, yes, so that can be seen on camera. So there's a spot on the lower left of your player board where you can put those until it's your turn. So this is where player order now comes in. That previous step was done simultaneously. This step is according to player order. So I'm first. I flip both tokens over. So I won't show all, but
All right,
let's
shall I
start with
look
the first
away?
one. Oh no, no. I mean, I'm not going to do.
Oh,
I'm not
I
going to
thought
do
you
it
were
every
saying something else. I'm
round.
like,
No, no,
do
no.
I need to
No,
see
I'm
that?
not going to do this every round. But these are the tokens that I have. So I kept the one on the left and was handed the one on the right. And that gives me an interesting decision to make. So if I keep the left, I will get another builder and another tribune. If I keep the one on the right, that could give me another citizen bonus.
Give you some powers. I don't know if that's a good thing. I gotta pay for that early.
You know what? Sure. I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
So,
It is one of our set collection things.
with one of the merchants,
Sure.
Oh, and he's.
I'm going to grab the upgraded
He's gonna win, too.
score bar, similar to what Ashley had done. The other one, because this is my token, no, whether or not you use it, your token still gets put on the bottom right, the exception being if it is one of these citizen tokens, because then they'd be sitting in that area. Otherwise, you just get the bonus and put it onto your boat, bottom right. I will get that bonus, so I get to flip that immediately.
I'm not part of this club, so yes, singing will ensue.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
Not by me, and you're welcome. Okay, so then after you've chosen your bonus, you can then build using anything that's in front of you. So I'll cover what these pieces do now. The tribunes, so thank you. The white pieces can do two things. You can spend one of those during your turn to change the streets. You can change one street for each tribune spent. So it would literally be, I hand it in, and I can ignore the street assignments. That's more important towards the end of the game, because as you take these pieces off, as you remove the envoys from the streets, you're going to have fewer and fewer options, and it may come to the point that you won't have any options. Doesn't mean you have to use a tribune at that point, but I'll cover what happens later on. The other thing you can do is you can spend 2 tribunes and use both of the tokens that you had. Get the bonus of both of them. That can be a very strong play, which is why I was contemplating keeping the token that I had used. But anyway, so that's what the tribunes do. The builders let you build gray buildings. So if I wanted to, I could use one gray builder to build a single gray building. So let's say hypothetically I built that gray building. That is also pictured on this benefit track. So there are 4 different gray buildings that you can build that correspond to 4 different places that you can score or get benefits from out on the board. After that we have the, actually I'm going to cover the colored workers first. So the workers come in the 4 different colors, and these correspond to building, you build the corresponding colored building. So I have a red worker, I could build a red building, and if I was to build that, I could then put one of my envoys out onto the board into one of the red areas.
Before you continue,
Yes.
needs of the one.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Needs of the one.
Has missed the first bit and would like to know the drink. Just one more time.
Sure.
The name of the drink. I think
Yes.
we've got what's in it. We just
Yep.
need the name.
Name of the drink is Arches of Rome.
There you go.
Very
It's a theme.
thematic. Yes, it does. So yes, I could build the corresponding color, and then if I had the space for it, you could use a builder and a colored worker to build one of the split color and gray building, or use 2 of the same color to then build the double colored ones. You're going to have different reasons for doing either one or the other based on what kind of set collection you're going for, what scoring method you're going for. However, right now, if you can see my board, I have those 2 empty spots. They are not adjacent, so I wouldn't be able to build that double one, because you cannot build on top of these temples. So I only have those 2 that are diagonally adjacent. So, having said that, I will use a builder, and I will build.
Decisions. Sometimes I forget about the tracks when I'm using, the builder, so the gray person, and then I'm like, well, maybe that's not the track I wanted to build, but that's, you know what I mean? That may be a color that I need, so
Yeah.
that throws me off sometimes.
So I'm building this gray building, which is, you said those are called.
Oh!
Put you on the spot.
Oh no. Is it
That's
the
okay.
Amphora? I'm gonna look it up. I
That's
think it's
okay.
the-
That's
no,
okay.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
not the Amphora.
Now we're getting
Didn't
technical.
mean to put you on the spot.
Michael!
You had it before, so I was
We
trying
played
to,
before,
I was
and I
trying to
was
hand it
being
off
all
to you that
fancy
way.
with my Roman
yeah.
mythology.
I was impressed, so yeah.
Ah.
All right, so I played that. I get to move on the corresponding track, which in this case gets me 1 coin. Now, the reason you want coins is at the end of the cycle, before you score any points, you're going to have to pay each of your citizens. So even though I took another citizen to get additional bonuses, I'm going to have to pay that citizen as well. Otherwise, they get flipped face down, and I would lose that bonus.
So I'm going to interject with a very good question.
Sure.
What determines which color meeples you are using?
Okay. At the start of the game, when you get 1 worker, it's 1 random worker from the 4 colors. So we would shuffle up 4 colors, we each get assigned 1. So we will each have a different starting worker. However, later on in the game, the colored workers you're going to gain are based on the bonuses from your envoy tiles. So in this case, I will get a gray builder and a yellow worker.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is going to be based on the random pick from the setup of the board, but also from the tile that you're passed from your opponent on the left. And that's where some of the tricky decisions can come in. You can also change the colors. I did not cover the assistant, so I'll cover that now because that fits into this. If I wanted to build a green building, I could use a red worker and an assistant. The assistant changes the color of any worker to any other color. So they help building the colors that you're looking for, which then helps getting your envoys on the board. So I went up on that track. I'll just cover one more thing on this track. Whenever you move on the track, you can take whatever the corresponding space is. So let's say I moved once more. I would get that bonus or any bonus prior to that as well. You get to choose. Generally, they do get better, but sometimes you're looking for something specific, like money. So even if I moved further down that track, I could still take a point.
So some really good comments in here. So Netters Play says,
Hey,
Feld
Netters.
took a lesson from Rosenberg. Instead of feeding your meeples, you have to pay them.
Yes.
So yes,
Yeah,
that is
good call.
very true.
Yep.
And yes, I did get a blue meeple.
Somebody who set the game up might have done
Oh.
that. No, I didn't.
Random.
I wish I could take credit for that, but I
Just
didn't.
an accident.
It just happened.
Okay, so that is me. How about you?
All right, well, I think someone says I'm going to win. We'll see about that. You forget now, not only did I have to worry about Michael, now I have to worry about Ashley. And those who have listened to the podcast, I will often say that there's someone I play with, and if I ever beat them, it's by like 1 point. Literally, 1 point, and I'm celebrating. Yeah, this person right here. So, maybe I can pull out a win tonight. So, that being said, let's flippy. I am going to take, I hadn't really thought this through. I'm going to take this one, put that one up here, because I'm not using it. And I'm going to take a blue worker and a white worker. A tribune.
Yes.
Sorry, a tribune, not a worker. Let's be clear. So, that is now over here. Now I should really determine what I was going to do. Well, I have a nice little spot here that's calling my name. So, I'm going to take my blue worker. Boop, boop. And we're going to, I see we have a thing going on here.
Yep.
And I'm going to take
Fancy stacking by
fancy
Ashley.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my 2 blue tiles. We're going to build it right here. And then, because I built those blue tiles, good, there's no one started anything yet. So, whoopsie, we'll do that. And we'll place there. No one started a blue area, so we can do that. And of course, right beside the eagle. Don't even think about finishing that blue area. Don't do it.
So as I said, whoever finishes an area and anything orthogonally adjacent is going to get a bonus.
I'm having regrets.
Which is why the benefit that I explained at the start, where I get to place anywhere, can be an advantage sometimes. Whereas right now, if somebody's placing blue, it must be in the area that has already been started. Now, in this case, whoever's playing blue will want to place there to get that bonus. But if it was a larger area, they might not want to build it any further and not be able to finish it.
I did not realize I make these many noises when I'm doing my turn. But apparently, flippy,
Yeah,
boop,
the flippy
boop.
flippy was great.
I need a soundtrack, apparently, so sorry.
We'll just capture all of them. Just play them on a loop.
So apparently they need to, needs are the ones that they need to be captured and remixed. So the person who edits our podcast, trust me, I'm sure he's doing that and just going to surprise us with that one day.
We can get a soundboard going.
Exactly. All right, my turn is finished. And now wait for it. I'm going to not get a bonus right now.
I'm gonna flippy boop boop. And I will use the
Of course you are. Here it
gift
goes.
that Michael gave me to get the red and the blue worker.
Uh-huh.
And that will just go off to the side. This will become an envoy.
Now I
And-
believe these ones are face up, are they not?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is- yeah.
That's thrown up here.
No, it's fine. I'll put them there so
Okay.
they don't get too
So I
exposed.
can see.
Since I'm obligated to build in the blue space over there with this blue worker,
Of course you are. Here it is.
I must complete it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So I will take this and I will place it on my board here.
Yes, I gave a
my
present.
single open space. And move my envoy here.
All right. So when you complete an area, that's not going to show us anything because it's out on the board. There are benefits that you can get. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 benefits. You can get an envoy. Get a tribune. Get an assistant. Get a coin. You can move your track 1 spot or In the case of Ashley's bonus, onto the next cypress tree, or you can get 2 points.
And I will choose to move my slide bar to
Very
the
good.
next tree, which ends up being just one space in this case.
Yeah.
But
Gets
the
better.
next time
Oh,
that
yes.
Ashley moves, it will actually be 2 spots to cover the next cypress tree.
That's my turn.
And that is you. Okay, so that's the end of a round. It will start going quite quickly. I will only explain the new stuff, or if there's any questions in the chat, by all means, feel free to ask. So remember, play is clockwise, but the first player marker goes counterclockwise, which does have an interesting addition to the strategy, because whoever finishes these areas gets the bonus. With that going counterclockwise, that means you're going to play last, and then you're going to play first. So you have a way to actually get your own combinations going if you can build up the correct colored workers. All right, all set? Next
Yeah,
round?
I'm a little rusty. We gotta get into it here.
So now we're looking at 2 columns. So because we're playing the A side, all columns are in white, all rows are in black.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
It
That
can-
is
it can make
horrible.
it can make it very tricky to get the combinations that you need.
That's all I have to say about that. That's a thing. Yeah. Alrighty. So I don't want to uncover a crane because then I'm going to score it, and I'm going to be rushed to get that color out.
Especially
So,
because you have the blue one on the
Since
wrong
you
column.
mentioned that,
Yeah, because I'm
I will-
contemplating this little area here.
I will cover how the cranes score. Start of the game, you have 4 colored cranes added into the corners. If you uncover any of those cranes, at the end of the cycle, you will then score that crane based on the number of colored buildings that you built of that color. So if I was to uncover my blue crane at the end of the cycle, I would then score all of my blue buildings, and then it gets flipped, and that's it. It only scores once in the game. The reason this is important is because the number of points you score is based on the column. So remember I said at the start that the first column piece says 3? That means for every building of the corresponding color, you're going to get 3 points, which is great. But you don't have a lot of time to get a lot of buildings out. The next round, though, they're only worth 2. And then the last cycle, they're only worth 1. So you'll be able to get more out, but they're going to be worth fewer points.
Oh dear.
So there's a balancing act there. All right, choose.
Yeah.
That was for me. I too
No,
much
no,
confidence.
it's okay. I'm looking. I'm
Choose.
like,
I actually am going to move these off my board because I just picked one up thinking it was.
oh, really?
Mandy's right.
All right, let's pick that. Although I may have regrets with that later. Pass you that.
All right.
Wait till you're done, and then
Go here and
Did you uncover the crane after all? No,
I
you
sure
have to.
didn't. Well, because then I feel like I'm pressured to do it, but the points are so good right now.
Yeah.
And if I wait later, I mean, by the time it gets down to 1 point, I don't really want to do it. So, as in 1 point per colored tile. Yeah,
It's true.
mind you,
If you get the opportunity to do the blue, it would be good for you.
okay.
blue would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It
these,
just didn't work
these
out.
cards are
Thank
horrific.
you.
All right.
And I am start player.
Ooh.
So all of the tiles that
welcome.
you pass to your opponent, whether used or not, will still get collected by them, and that can be important later on in the game because they might have a chance to revisit those
Oh,
abilities.
Forgot about
Yeah,
that. I always forget
yeah,
about
that's what I
that.
was like.
I'll cover
No,
that
keep
later
it
in the
in
game
suspense.
when it's more important. But right now, just keep that in mind.
So what I will do is get rid of the one that Michael gave me and take a yellow worker and a builder to add to my team.
Your horde.
It's a team.
Uh-huh.
We work together to build the forum.
Yeah.
That's right. And then I will take a single red worker, turn it in for a single red
Oh,
building.
we've moved on to red, have we?
Yes.
I see. I
To
see.
build it here, which, if anyone is paying attention, will help me score that
Yep.
bonus.
Okay.
And then I will
Yeah.
take that out and put it there.
I wasn't really paying attention, but I probably should.
Just so
Alright.
easy breezy.
For me, it's just that I accidentally fall into those bonuses. Oh, look! I scored a bonus.
Oops. 12 points.
Exactly.
All right, I am going to use my own tile, which is another citizen. So I have 2 options here.
I see.
So I'll use this board as an example. I have, right now, that bonus unlocked. With this second one, I can start the next merchant class citizen going, which will give me another type of bonus. I'll cover that in a second. Or I could add to this so that I have 2 in the same. This will do a couple different things. First thing it's going to do is I only have to pay for each type of citizen. So in this case, I only have to pay 1 coin, even though I have 2 tokens there. It will also give me an instant bonus. So in this case, it's 1 coin or 1 tribune, so I would collect that immediately. Another thing it's going to do is, at the end of the cycle, one of the many ways that we score points is going to be based on gray buildings in each row, multiplied by the points according to the number of citizens you have in that column. So if I had 2 gray buildings in that row, I'm going to get 3 points for each one. So I'm going to want to start putting gray buildings into that row if I can. Whereas if I was to put this here, it would give 2 points for each gray building in those rows, but I'm always also going to need another coin to pay for that extra row. So having said that, I will take on my own board.
Sure.
Hey, you
two
brought that board,
boards.
Mike. That's fine.
Yeah.
So fancy,
Yeah.
2 boards.
Put it on the floor.
So I'll take the less expensive route of not having to pay another citizen, and I will collect the instant bonus of. I'm gonna go for a tribune. I have 2 coins right now, which is all I need for this cycle, so that's fine. All right, then do I wish to build?
Building this thing. It's the thing to do.
Do I wish to build?
Words of wisdom.
I know, right? Yes.
Matthew Hutchinson.
That reminds me of something else. Well, we won't get into that.
Okay.
I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube.
I am going to build. I'm going to build a single red.
Mm-hmm.
So, normally, I would have to... well, first I will put this out on my board. That's what I'll do. Normally, I will pay attention to what I'm doing. That's regretful.
See, I'm not the only one with regrets.
Looking ahead to bonuses, yeah, that wasn't great. All right, I'll put this down here then. So then to put an envoy on the board, this is what I was going to get to. You would put it anywhere that red is already started, because I'm building a red building. So I would have to build within that red group that's already started. But that bonus that I was saying at the start, because of that citizen that I have, I can now place it in any red. I don't have to follow that that restriction. So I'm going to place there. The reason I'm doing that is I don't want to set up somebody else to have the easy finish, but I also want to grab the adjacency to the eagle to be able to get the points for adjacency. That'll all make sense once we get into the scoring at the end of the first cycle. And I think that's me.
All right. So before I commence my turn, I will say goodbye to my tribunes.
Yes,
Because
using both. You got
I would
good
like
ones,
to
do
be
you?
greedy. Oh, I don't know if they're good. I just need stuff, so gotta be a little greedy. What? So let's get all the stuffs. I'm gonna get a green, and I'm gonna get a blue. Boop boop doop boo. And that's gonna go over here because it's red. And then, oh, I get an assistant. Oh, wait, we got to color coordinate here. There we go. Oh, and I get a little notchy notch. Whoop, over there.
Very good.
And that goes over there.
All right.
Now,
That's
How you
where
building?
that's where the tribunes can be very beneficial, right? Handing in 2 of those, you get to use both. You get a lot of benefits, and then off you go.
I
Trying to set
know.
up some combinations.
So now I could put a gray in here to score some points, but I'm thinking I want to do the blue because I'm thinking maybe blue might score. We'll see if this can get uncovered. That would be beautiful. So now
I was the Italian here.
I know, right? I'm borrowing from your culture just for a moment. Just for a moment. So I'm going to trade in my blue worker for a single, if you don't mind to pass me a single blue tile, please. And, well, I hadn't really given much thought as to where I was going to put it, but you know what? This looks like a nice little home. Why not?
Okay.
And we are now going to go on the
Which
board
one would you like?
right beside. Oh my. Let's go by that eagle over there.
This one?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Compete with Michael.
Well, I've got other plans.
Or me.
So
We're all sort of
one of the
close.
goals of putting your envoys out here is you do want to try and get them together if you can, because you're going to score points based on your largest cluster of envoys out in the forum. And the points you're going to score is based on how far you can get your scoring track up the track. But you can also play out there to try and block other people and prevent them. So it's almost like if anybody remembers Snafu, the video game, or Tron, I guess, as well, right? Where you're trying to cut off the other person. So this can get a bit chippy out here, depending on how aggressive the players are that you're playing with. And I'm
Very,
ready
if you're
for it.
playing with
Yeah.
Mandy.
What?
With Mandy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I'm like, meh.
All right,
Oh,
so
it's
that
me.
was that was the end.
Oh.
And we've got 2 new streets coming out.
These better be the streets of my
So
dreams.
now we have 1 column and 1 row. So we've got
They're not the streets of my dreams.
Is this where you want me to try to say them and maybe butcher the names?
that is entirely up to you.
We have the Via Quadriga, and then oh no, it's the boat one. The Via Treremis.
Nice.
Treremis. That was not good Italian. For the record.
Just so anyone
Just
jumping
so
in right
anyone
now.
knows, that was bad.
just the hand
She's
gesture
Italian.
doesn't make it Italian.
She is Italian. Oh boy. All right. Oh, it's me. Oh, yeah, we gotta do this together.
Yeah.
All right. Now, these are.
You especially, your first
I
player.
know. These cards are poop a loop.
I don't love the boat.
Ew. Sucky do. All right. Well, this is a thing. Yeah, the boat is a
It's not
problema.
great. Oh, that was some good Italian.
I know. I'm sorry. Now
No,
I'm
it was.
like.
That's actually the word.
Actually, I was going for Spanish, but sure that works. Too.
Well, so
it's
close,
the same, I
yeah.
think, actually. All right.
Ooh, I don't know.
Wow, so many decisions.
I'm not feeling good about any of it.
Okay, so here we do have some. I'm sorry, I've got flailing hands and things. It's been a while. I came back from a con. I'm all pumped up. Okay, so we have a question from Ottar. Hi, Ottar.
Sure.
Is the blocking people strategy worth the price in points?
It depends on where you are on the board, really. It's going to
Yeah.
be very situational, right? If you can snake a way to block but still connect your own, then it would very much be worth it. But if it's at the cost of you separating your own pieces, then it might not be. So it really will be situational based on the board state. Right now, it's kind of too early to tell with what we've got going on.
That's something. All right, I'll do this one. And we'll do that.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, I just realized that is poor.
This
Very
is the
poor.
second last round, eh?
It
is,
is,
yes.
and that's why I'm like, this better come out, because I would like to
Yes.
score some blue. Although right now it's not looking very good.
But keep in mind, so this is where Mandy brings up an interesting consideration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mandy's been building blue buildings out on the board. Right now, they'd be worth 3 points apiece if she can uncover that blue building crane.
Darn tootin'.
If she doesn't get the correct street to be able to remove it, that's where you could then use a Tribune to ignore one of those assigned cards and just pick from wherever you want. So a lot of pieces can do a lot of things.
Well, these are not the tiles of my dreams, so
All right, we've all
Yeah.
picked and passed.
I believe so. Here we go.
First.
Here we go now. Here we go now. What's up? What's up? Where we go now? Yeah, that was really terrible, but we're gonna go with it. It's gonna pump me up. All right. Stop singing "Pump the Jam" in my ear. All right. So I'm gonna. Wait, what color is that? Oh wait, that's mine. That goes over there. But I am gonna use this one.
Yep.
And I'm going to take a green worker. And I'm going to take a yellow. Alright, there we go. And that is the red one. Now, I haven't quite planned this out. However, I'm going to do a little thingy. So I'm going to go take a gray builder.
Yes.
And then I'm going to take an assistant. And this is super crazy expensive, but... And then I'm going to take a green.
All right. So
Yeah.
the assistants, as I said at the start, allow you to change the color of any worker to any other color. And you can do various combinations and keep going as long as you have the resources to spend to do it. So, Manny's changing green to...
Ba-ba-da-ba!
Shocking!
Alright, so let's place those there. Alright. And technically, we would have changed this to a blue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, thank you very
So
much.
blue and gray.
I will acquire a blue and a gray.
Very good. Some blue building out there.
Correct, and I'm placing it strategically in this row,
Mhm.
so I can score a little bit of extra points there
And
for
then-
that gray tile.
Yep, so with that gray bonus,
Ooh, what do I get?
you are yellow.
I'm
So
on
you're going up here, so you get 1 tribune and then a worker of any color.
Yes! I think blue's a good color.
Yep.
Excellent.
And then would you like to build? Out in the
Oh yeah, that might
or
be
send
good.
send an envoy.
That might be good. And I built blue. Blue is a problem right now, but we're gonna do that because I have some scoring to happen, and I know it's the side, but I got
Yep.
plans. I got
Yep.
plans.
You can score diagonally too, you know that, right?
That's why I got plans.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't swoop, I won't have
I was
enough.
gonna
I'm not
say
swooping.
it's a
I'm
larger
just kidding.
area for you to complete that, so please.
I'm not swooping.
So we do have a question. How do you
Sure.
like this compared to other fells? Well, we usually save that part till the end of the video, but I can say it definitely is closer, not the same, but closer to maybe some of the other fells you were used to. I know we kind of departed with Merlin, you know, an Oracle of Delphi or Delphi, whichever you like to say. Those are very different than what Feld was doing, so I think this definitely kind of veers more in the direction of the previous fells. Not all the way there, but more in that direction. I don't know if
He's
you
a little
agree.
more classic.
Right, exactly.
I would agree. Yeah, it's
Yes.
Yes,
clockwise.
I know.
Okay, I am going to give up the money to get 2 builders to add to my stockpile. I mean, my team, not my horde or stockpile.
I'm working with very thin.
That's
thin
usually
here.
me.
Yeah.
Then I will trade in a yellow worker and a builder. Whoop,
Oh, see?
to get
Everyone's making the noises now.
this building, which will go here.
You're strategically placing.
I am, of course.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Because I already have the money bags here, so I probably won't get it there as an extra bonus, but
Yeah.
perhaps I'll get the hammer.
Right.
I'm a 10. And then if I'm lucky, I'll get that too. Okay. And because I did that, I get to send an envoy out to the yellow, and there are no yellows, so I may place it and start a new one. So I'll begin doing that one.
And we do have something in the chat here. We're going to see Michael hate draft in a tile placing game. Can he find a way to lock Mandy out and squeak out a win?
If I have an opportunity to hate draft, yes, yes, I will.
Anything's possible.
I think we can attest to that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I will move up on the M4 track, and
Yes.
it is an M4.
There we go.
Oh.
Well,
Duh.
a la-ti-da. All right. That's over to me.
Oh, yes.
All right, so I have yet another citizen that I could throw in there. So getting the citizens is a benefit because it adds to your multipliers, adds to some instant bonuses. The problem is every time you grab one of those, it's one less envoy that you're getting that you can put out onto the table. So there's a little bit of a give and take there. Can use both? No, I will not use that. I will use my own, so I will get another tribune and a yellow worker.
Oh, I see what I have to do.
I would like to get some gray buildings, but I don't have any builders, unfortunately. One way you can get more builders is if you spend 2 same colored workers, you can spend that to get a builder, but unfortunately do not have that. I don't know if I'm going to build at all. It seems a little weak. I don't know. I'm going to build one. You know what? Sure. I'm going to build. I'm
Why
gonna build.
not? Join the party. See all the ideas you put into his head? It's just like, how do I block?
He's thinking, can I stop this from happening?
Exactly.
Well, I am going there.
Or, well, that would just
Yeah.
be super
that,
hateful.
yeah, that I'm
is-
not doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm more worried about
Hmm.
if this connects, then I'm cut off and have very little room to work with.
Yeah,
So
you're in the
I'm going to
sense.
build yellow.
But I mean, it's fairly obvious the color I'm going with right now.
But you do have a yellow, so you could change your plan.
I could, but the round is ending and there's so many points to be had.
So I'm going to lean yellow. I do get to place this out, not having to follow any of the restrictions in terms of placing where yellow is already started. So in this case, yellow has already started here. I would normally have to go there, but because of my bonus, I don't have to. So I'm going to go here because I can score diagonally with those eagles and not having to follow that. So it does set somebody up for finishing that quite easily. But
And
I'm also
blocking
the
both of you.
Right?
I'm also the start player next round. So hopefully I
There
can
you
get
go.
another yellow builder to finish that off.
You see what I'm working with here? Uh-huh.
All right.
Evil geniuses is what.
That's
Yeah.
Right. All right, so that's the end of the round.
Yeah.
All right, last round for this cycle. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, sure. We have the Via Turris,
Yes.
which is a turret. And then the Via Lupa Capitolina,
Uh-huh.
which actually has a story that I was going to tell Michael. And I
Do
said, I'm
tell.
gonna
I've been
save
waiting.
it.
Okay.
So this is the history moment. You
Shall
can
I
go
show
ahead.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a very popular sort of myth in Roman mythology, where these two twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, well, as many of these stories, they were abandoned, and then the king said kill them, and then they were on a river, and then they got saved. Anyway, they ended up being sort of fed and taken care of by this wolf.
Mhm.
And then beyond that, they were going to found a city, except one of the brothers, Remus, died. Perhaps at the hand of the brother, maybe his supporters, whatever. So Remus dies, Romulus ends up founding Rome.
Oh,
there you go.
there you see some
Right.
historical moments.
Yes.
I also
Excellent.
was thinking of Harry Potter the entire time you were talking about that.
Yes, Remus Lupin. Well, that makes sense, right?
It does.
Because Remus Lupin, the wolf.
Exactly. See? Connection.
And I made a connection this morning because in Italian you've got a saying that's in bocca al lupo,
Yes.
which means good luck.
Ah.
And I just thought, literally it translates to in the mouth of a wolf.
Okay.
So I thought, is this where it came from? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
It sounds plausible for sure.
It's awfully
All right, so that's coming to me.
Whoop, there
Excellent.
you go.
Thank you.
Ready. Mandy, you
All
got
right.
that crane you can get.
So this is the final round until the end of the cycle.
No,
Then
it's not.
I'll go through how the scoring
yes,
is
it
going to
is.
work. We score 3 times throughout the
This
whole
report
game.
is different.
I'm like,
All
what?
right.
Yes, no. It takes me a minute, all right. Although I don't like where the other thing is. Ugh.
Ooh, I should do that.
It's there, but I can replace that. Oh no, I can't. What am I saying? I'm not scoring that at all. I've just given up on that altogether. Regrets on that, actually. Although, I should take this so I can score it. Let's just call that a day.
Hmm.
And...
Oh, the wolf.
right? I told you. It's like... Wow, 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 wow.
Oh,
Well-
later.
I could start doing that. And then this is...
Nothing for me.
Mind you, that could happen if I... No, not so good. Not so good.
All right. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to look at it.
Ugh, I'm kind of pooped either.
And this is
way.
where I'm going to spend a tribune. So again, you can spend a tribune to ignore one of those assignments. If you want, you can spend 2 tribunes
Yes.
to ignore both of them. I am not liking...
All right, let's take a
I'm not
gander
liking the
here.
wolf right now for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to spend that to grab from another
Wow,
street.
I hope something comes my way, because that's rough.
I gave you some.
Moving here.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not very helpful for you. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not the worst.
All right.
And there's the one for you.
I know. It's just so simple.
It's actually not bad, but I was hoping for something else. But you know what? I can't,
This is a bit of a... Delton, this is a bit of a hate draft situation. I don't know if I want this to go.
You don't know what I have here.
I don't.
But
Oh,
you
as long
could
as
figure
it's
it out
not-
if you looked closely and noticed it was a female.
Indeed, I could. I'm not going to work that out. You're right. That could be very easy to work out, but I will not pay attention to that.
So I'm going to jump in. Someone asked, how much
Sure.
have you missed? We did go through most of the overview of the game. We will kind of be touching on some things we haven't talked about. And we are almost done the first, what is it called? It's not an era. It's called a...
Cycle.
Thank you. A
Yes.
cycle. Okay. And then you'll get to see, at least you'll get to see the scoring, kind of midway scoring.
Yes.
And then we'll start over with the new cycle.
All right, so I am first. Well, do I want 2 assistants or 2 assistants? I think I'm going to go for 2 assistants.
Or 4 assistants if you trade in both of
I
those
could.
workers.
You
I
could.
definitely could.
That is a thing.
And it would be tempting if I had one of the bonuses. So I'll cover... We haven't covered all the bonuses, and I'm not going to do them all at once, but this would be a good opportunity to show. The bottom 3 citizen bonuses there. Nobody has selected that. I haven't covered that yet.
No.
So the bottom 3 citizen bonuses actually allow you to trade in things to get other things. So, for example, the first one here lets you trade in an assistant to get
Tribune, which one?
Tribune.
Okay, I
I
wasn't
was
looking at where
doing
you were.
so
I didn't
well.
know where you were
I
going.
don't know why I always forget Tribune. I was doing so well, and then I blanked at that point. So you could trade it for a Tribune or 1 coin, or any one of those for any one other. The next one down lets you do 2 per turn. You could do up to 2 assistants for any colored workers, which is actually a nice step, because normally you would spend an assistant and a colored worker to get any other colored worker. That saves you one of those workers. And then the last one, once per round, lets you trade in an assistant for a builder. So if I had any of those bonuses, this would be a great time for me to spend these to get to use both of those and take 4 assistants. But I do not have those bonuses. I do not need that many assistants. So I just take the 2. All right. Having said all of that, I am not where I wish to be. I was really hoping to get
Felt right about it.
a builder.
Well, I'm literally going to be giving up something to do it, but it's points nonetheless. That's unfortunate.
There's really nothing. There is nothing I can build. With what I have,
Oh dear.
there's nothing I can build.
Actually, that is a fair point.
That is so unfortunate. All right. So
What happens when you hate draft everybody?
Actually, I didn't. I gave you the one that was good.
Uh-huh.
All right. Maybe I should have.
Oh, it's my turn. Wow,
Yeah, that was
came
a
rather
short
quickly.
turn because I have nothing to build with.
Well, this is like the least exciting thing ever, but might as well get some monies. So I'm going to take this one. Okay, that's my yellow one. I'm going to take a money, money, and I'm going to take a blue.
You'll have one.
I don't know what is happening over there, but I'm going to go with this. Now, here's where I'm a little upset about this, but alas, here we are. So I'm going to build those 2 blue using my workers.
Nice.
However, I have a little bit of a dilemma. I only have...
Oh.
But I think this is a bit more important. So, I will take my 2 tiles there.
Yep.
Or my tile with the 2 blues, excuse me. Throw those over there.
To connect the 2.
Darn tootin'. Get some connections.
Hot diggity.
Hot diggity do. All right, and yeah, I think that about does it.
So well, it was a nice gift, Michael. I had a
Right.
gift of my own
All right.
because it allows me to then score the diagonals.
Yes.
Where I am.
Fuck you do.
Then I can go wherever I want.
Oh boy, I don't know if that's a good thing.
And for my building, I'm choosing to build a single gray building
Okay.
to score the column points this round. Oh,
Very good.
nobody can see that. And
Very big one.
to then have it be part of that row.
All right.
Smart.
So the gray building being built is the column, and that corresponds to this area, which is the column that we're building. So right now that is showing 3 points. So when you score that, you get the number of points showing on the column plus the number of citizens that you have active. So right now, 5 points.
There you go.
Winning.
Toss
I
right
always
up there.
forget that.
Can I tell you, me too.
It
I
should
always
have
forget
been
that
it
part.
somewhere.
I
Like
agree.
here.
Yeah.
But you
Unless
just
that's what those people are supposed to
Maybe.
represent, but that's not.
I agree with
That's
I agree.
that's a stretch.
Because there are
yeah.
people everywhere.
Yeah.
I agree.
And you do score everywhere, but no, that
Yeah.
that is a stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Okay, so that is the end of the first cycle. So we're going to go into the regrettable on my side of things, scoring. So the first thing you're going to do before you can score anything is you must pay your citizens. Let me rephrase that. You should pay your citizens. You don't have to pay your citizens, but if you do not pay your citizens, you are not going to get those bonuses.
I'll be angry.
So again, the citizens you're paying are based on rows, not the number of tiles you have. So I have 3 tiles, but only in 2 rows. I need to pay 2 coins. Oh.
Same thing.
Well, I have 1. I pay 1.
All right, so next is going to be crane scoring. So this is based on the cranes that you've uncovered. This is where Mandy's going to rock it.
My one shining moment, so make sure you're watching.
I uncovered my red crane. I have 1 red building, and then we look at we look at the the column score. So right now it's 3 points. So 1 building, 3 points. You then flip that over, and that is the only time I'll get to score red buildings the entire game.
Alrighty, Roo. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
What?
Very nice. 18 points.
18 big ones. And then that's going to go like that.
Well done.
and I have also uncovered the red one, but with just a single building, so I get 3 more points.
Very good.
But you will score down here. I didn't do
Yes.
that at all.
I will score that.
Okay, so then we're looking at gray buildings, and it will be according to the multipliers based on where your citizens are. So, you can see my board. Excellent. So I've got 2 rows where I have citizens. Unfortunately, I don't have any gray buildings built in those rows. The only gray building I have is this one. With no citizens, you just have the default multiplier of 1. I will take 1 point, please.
Aw, so sweet in the chat. Thank you. And you're right. Early in the game is a good time to shine. Everyone's awake.
All right, gray buildings.
I have a 1 in my row with my ability.
Yep,
2.
2 points.
2 big ones.
I also have, well, I have 2 actually.
Yes.
1 with my ability, so that's 2, and then this one without, so it's
3 points
3
total.
points in total.
Yes.
Very good. All right, next we look at what would normally be orthogonally adjacent envoys to eagles in the Trajan here. So I've got 1. I would normally score 1 point. However, I did unlock that first ability that lets me score diagonally as well. So I'm going to be getting 2 points for that. Huzzah.
I also
And-
have the same ability.
Yep.
Wink, wink. And, oh, so much going on over there.
Yeah, there is.
1, 2, 3. 4, 5.
Very good.
Woo!
I'm just going to move that up there, so
Yeah,
it's not
it's not confusing.
Mandy's points. And I also have that ability.
Yes.
And I have 1, 2, 3, so 3 points.
Nice.
Nice.
So we're all going to be scoring diagonally, but keep in mind that is not the norm. We've all unlocked that special ability to be able to do so.
But the scoring has just begun.
All right, next we
Yeah.
have areas of envoys. So you're looking at your largest area of connected envoys, orthogonally connected envoys, in the forum. I have 2, and this is where you also look at, so I'm going to show this on the board up close. This is why you're going to try and move this, which I have not done. I did flip it though. So looking at the scoring track, you're going to look at whatever the largest grouping you have. So I've got 2. I then look at the points underneath. So in this case, I have 2, I get 1 point. But let's say I had moved that hypothetically down the track like this. And if I was sitting there, that 2 would then be above a number that I'm now covering awkwardly, a 4. So it would score 4 points. So the more you can move that down the track, the more that's going to score. So I'll take 1 point, please.
And I will give it to you.
And where am I at here? I have 3.
3.
So 2 points, please. Moved it 1 notch.
Woo! Mandy's now.
Off
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
And I have 3, but I'm just at 2 points as well.
Okay.
All right. And then the last thing you're going to score are the Trajan tasks. So in this case, covering that card again, you're looking at any buildings, whether they're gray or a colored building, built above and below your temples, will score points, again, based on your scoring track. I'll show that again in a second. And the bottom portion of that is the set collection element, where 2 non-similar or non-equal citizens and an envoy on your boat, each set of those will also score points. So the points, again, are based on that track. I'll show that track once more. Easy to remember where mine is because I have not moved it. So this is where you look at the Trajan head on that scoring track and the points above it this time. So you can see or you hopefully can see, there are brackets, 3, 5, and 7 across the top. So in this case, I would score 3 points for each of those elements. If I had moved this across, can I do this without looking? If I had moved that across to, there we
The
go.
verdict is
boy.
no.
There, yeah, it's rough. So that would then be scoring 5 points per element that I've collected. So in this case, I am scoring 3 points, and what did I get? Not the building, because I missed that one. I was hoping to get another gray building in there. But I did collect the set at the bottom. I have 2 different types, and I have at least 1 on my boat. So I will take 3 points, please.
Okay. I have nothing. 0.
You scored all your points with the blue building.
I did.
That
I
was
had
a strong.
to-
That was a
All
strong
eggs
score.
in the basket there.
I have one of the above and below.
Yep.
And then I have one of the two different
Oh.
plus that. So
Very
I
good.
will score 6 points.
6 big ones.
Very nice.
Nice. So the question we had in the chat is the board, the scoring kind of area, as awkward as it looks? I do find
Yes.
it is a little tight, especially down there where we are, and then it clears up after that. But yes, it is
Sometimes
a bit
it's
awkward.
hiding behind stacks of tiles.
Right.
And
It's a bit odd, but once you
Yeah.
pass that, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good.
It's no Rialto. Let's just put it that way. Better than Rialto.
Okay, so next we're going to go on to the next cycle. We will continue building the column. So now all elements are going to be worth 2 points instead of 3.
Mhm.
And we just carry on into the next one. We've got this going counterclockwise.
Thank you.
And our next 2 streets.
What is
Oh.
our scoring task for this cycle?
Yes. Scoring task. Thank you. We're looking at four different colors. Woo.
Yep. There we go.
4 different colors of buildings. So trying to get all 4 colors built. You've very focused on blue. You don't need any more blue, but you need everything else. And then the bottom is any colored worker and 2 of the gray building built. The column built. So that can be built 2 different ways. It can be built as an individual gray building or part of the green and gray building. So every set of those will score points as well.
Oh. Yes, I feel my nails might be distracting, so I'm sorry they kind of blend with the yellow workers.
You can just change back. I'm trading in a yellow worker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah.
So we are pulling off of the Via
Oh, yes.
Quadriga, so the
Yep.
horse chariot race, and then the Via Pons Imperatoris,
Very nice.
not Milan,
All right.
which is the bridge.
All right. What am I going to do with myself? I just don't know.
Oh.
I hear ya. I hear you. Wow, this is rough.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can set myself up for this one at least. Yeah. We'll do that. And we'll do. Jeez, I have no idea. Nope, that's not gonna work. So why don't we do that actually? Yeah, that could work. Alright. That's the thing. Ooh, that is perfect. Yes.
Actually,
Ew.
that's incredibly well. Take a minute.
Thank you. Watch, this is gonna be so good, and I'll be so sick. So I want to keep them all. Yeah, no,
That's not good. No.
No.
I can admit it wasn't very good.
Not what I wanted, but that's okay.
Alright, so my choices. I have chosen to take the dollar, or the gold coin, and the slide bar, and because I've unlocked this ability, I will move, instead of just the one space, but all the way forward to the next tree,
Very good.
Nice.
giving me some good
Let's get
points.
that ability happening. Jeez, Louise.
And that would double be great. Oh, it's not so great.
What?
Record scratch.
So, where do I want to go up?
See, this game does elicit lots of sounds because you're like, oh my goodness.
Because I wanted to build a double gray building,
Ah.
but it's a column, and I don't want to build it in the same row as
Right.
a pre-existing column.
Because you won't get the
Because
points, yeah.
then I don't get the bonus points for that.
And you said I should clarify because I said the gray buildings in each, and at the start we only had individual ones. But really, each row, when you're scoring those gray buildings, they must be unique gray buildings. There are 4 different types. If you have any repeated in the row, the second and third ones will not actually score. So that's what Ashley is referring to, is she wants to build a double building with the green. That means it would be a second column gray building, which would not score for the gray buildings.
Instead, I will change the green worker into a red,
Okay.
and a builder
So building red and gray instead.
to oops, place it here, allowing me to place this envoy.
What is happening?
I can go wherever I want. I think I'm still gonna
Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
give a little present to somebody who
So
wants it.
mean.
And
And then I get to move up on the balance track.
yeah.
Should have taken the F4.
If you really want to know what they're saying, she wants to do a take back scene.
Slight rewind.
I did a take back. There we go.
So building yellow and gray instead of red. So
Yes.
with that assistant, you can change it to any color you wish.
Because then it will let me do that,
Yeah, that's much
which
better.
is better. And then I can also go up here, which will.
Get your bonus.
This gets me one of the bonuses as if I completed an area.
I bet I know what you're gonna do.
What am I gonna do, Mandy?
Move that track on up.
Hey. You know me so well.
Okay, so we do have a question. Does
Sure.
playing a double building trigger 1 or 2 envoys?
2 if it's the same,
Well,
the same color.
I think it's because you probably
Yeah.
saw my turn.
Yeah.
So
So if you're
So
building a color in a gray, there are no gray areas to place on, except the eagles are gray. There's a very specific scenario where you can place on an eagle. That's not considered a gray. So it would depend on the double building that you're building. Yeah.
So no, you didn't miss anything, Audra. I don't know if you saw when I played. I had played a double building that was blue,
Yeah.
but I only had 1 envoy, so I only placed 1 envoy on the board. Normally, I would have been able to place 2 blue ones.
Thanks for my takes backs.
No problem. Over to me. Nope. Don't need that. Have many of those. Okay,
Bye-bye,
so
love.
with my bonus, I will get 1 coin. And I get to move on the scoring track. Just 1 spot because I do get to move to the next cypress tree, but that is the next cypress tree. And I am still in the unfortunate situation of having nothing I can build
Oh
with.
no!
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
not
That's
pulling any of the ones I
unfortunate.
can build with. So I've got a stockpile of envoys here, but nothing I can use.
No envoys. I'm struggling. I'm on the other end. All right, here we go. So, well, this is gonna go over here. I don't want that one, but I do want you. So I'm going to get a builder, and I don't have their lovely abilities, so I'm just kind of driving Miss
Slow
Daisy
and
over
steady.
here. There we go. That's gonna go over here. So now, yeah, not so great, not so great. But what is looking quite nice to me over here? Oh, well, hello. I could finish that. I just realized that. So smart I am. All right, so I will build Amarillo. Yellow, for those watching. So we're going to...
Giallo for the Italians.
There you go.
Jaune.
Jean, exactly. Multilingual channel here. All right, so we're going to just put that yellow like that. And I'm going to, please, if you don't mind, a single yellow tile. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hadn't put much thought again where I was going to put it, but what's looking good here? Let me see. I'm looking ahead to see if there's anything I can do. Let's see now. No, actually that would be good because I can't do anything there. So let's do that, and then I get to place my 1 lonely envoy right there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which completes the yellow.
you've completed.
I know all those towers look kind of.
So just as a reminder, when you
Interesting.
complete one of those color sets, you can either take a tribune, an assistant, a coin, move 1 spot on the scoring track, or take 2 points.
Well, because I don't have their ability, I might as well just.
Even without the ability, you're still 2 spots ahead of me.
You're being like,
Yep.
There you go.
I'm teaching how to play, not how to win.
That's a fair point. Wait, that's my role. No winning. Oh yeah, it's me.
yes, you were finished.
I'm done.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. On to the next round.
All right. See, it's moving quickly. Once you get into it, it moves pretty fast, and we're chatting and stuff.
Ah,
so.
we have the baths that are out,
Labo.
and the Viaturus again.
Okay. Well, that's
Baths are
something.
new,
This is terrible.
but I want the turrets.
But if I do this, I need money. And how many cards do we have left? Because I want to be.
We're
Cut short.
halfway through.
Oh, okay, then that's acceptable. I will do this then.
This is 2 of 4.
Huzzah. So that was from the. That. Oh, that's not so good. That requires. I could just do that. actually. Yeah, I didn't do that in the right order at all. That's gonna be.
It's the baths.
Oh, it'll never finish. No! Well, we might as well just do this then.
Ugh, gross.
Wow, that is actually magnificent.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so painful.
Temptations.
I know. There's one I really want to, but I.
So tempting.
Right?
Oh, this is so good. This pains
You should be able to
this way.
honestly say, no, I am not hate drafting.
Yeah, that's.
No!
Still don't think I'm gonna take it
I
though.
really wish that this was another Tribune, but I had to give it away, which is a problem. All right,
All
ready?
set?
Yes.
All right, so here we go. This is not the tile of my dreams, but it is what it is. Okay, so I will not be using this one
Okay.
as much as I might need it, and I will, however, get on this gravy train.
I was gonna make a noise and then I thought, which is gravy sauce?
I know, right?
What's a gravy
It's
train?
like,
Slurpy, but like.
eh? Oh no, and
So you immediately get to flip your scoring track to the event side.
yes. Okay, wait, is it this way, or is it this way?
You just
You
flip
got
it over.
Okay, I never know. Some games, it's like, I'm thinking keyflower with the tiles. You have to flip
Yeah.
them a certain way. Yeah. All right. Now, oh, I'm so excited. I didn't think about what I was gonna do. So what bonus is that? Oh, money's good because I'm kind of poor. I have 2 powers now. Huh. That's a gray. I don't need you. I don't need you. All right. Let's see what's
Anybody
gonna
else?
happen. I know. So I'm gonna take a gray.
Mhm.
Although this is like the worst place ever. Wait a minute. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's unfortunate. Oh, well, it is what it is. All right, so I'm spending a builder.
Sure, what would you like?
I'm gonna do. I need the one that gives me money. So the, what is it called, Ash?
You have 4?
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. And I will put you right here where you can do no harm. Yes. That is my turn. It's very uncertain, by the way. So yes, this video will be on YouTube. We usually record and repost, but once it's streamed, it's available on YouTube. Twitch is a little different.
Yeah, you used to be able to upload to Twitch.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't checked in the last year. Maybe
Right.
they changed it back, but yeah.
I don't know if they're still keeping them. So if you are going to watch it, I'd recommend checking out YouTube until we've figured out all the new changes with
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am finished.
It's my turn.
Mhm.
Thank you.
No problem.
Counterclockwise, clockwise.
It's
No, I was
confusing.
hoping I could stall a little bit. My turn.
I gave you some time.
I'm getting rid of the dollars, even though it's a beautiful gift from Michael.
That's right.
Because I need these tribunes.
to do stuff. I know what you want to do. She wants to keep all the time.
Yeah, I want to be greedy.
I know.
That's exactly what I want
Hey,
to do.
I
No
got you.
shame.
I got you.
And then the blue is the little. That would give me the worker color of my choice, which seems to be a problem.
So I did hear someone here. So is it Nilbari says I believe Twitch VODs are up for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it retains it for a
Yeah.
couple weeks, and we used to be able to upload as well. We do have a backlog of our
Right.
videos from over a year ago, but as of New Year 2018, it removed the ability to
changed
be able
it.
to upload the videos to
Right.
keep them permanently. So they still have the old ones, but not able to upload any new ones after that. Now maybe that's changed in the last year because we haven't been able to stream for last year. So I'm going to look into that to see if we can continue to put a backlog onto Twitch as well.
So Benjamin is saying, are you streaming on Twitch as well? Yes, we are streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and I can see the chat here for both. So when I
Yes.
respond in Twitch, it actually is being pushed through both channels.
And this is one of the things that kept us a little delayed at the start, was making sure that I had that all worked out again,
No,
but
it's
we
good.
got there.
We got there,
Yeah.
exactly.
No pressure.
So much pressure. I
Oh,
was
my goodness.
using your talking to stall, and
Yep.
then I got invested in the talking.
It's like, wait a second.
Welcome to streaming.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, how many more rounds do we have? This 2.
Or
Yes.
just-
All
yeah.
right.
Good time.
So much
time.
time. Let's just
I
gamble.
feel like I haven't done anything this
To do
round.
this.
Okay.
And I'll take this, and I will place it. I guess it could go there too. That was gonna be my green spot, but I can't. That. So blue.
That last one's a tough one. I'm looking at it and trying to set myself up. It's not working
I
out.
think I'm just. It's hard because of the temples that get in the way, right?
Yeah, there's only a few spots you can do it.
So for those asking, the Twitch channel, we had a name change. It used to be Board Gaming Pinup, and that was just we were starting and testing things out, so we used it under my moniker. But we have since changed it to Michael and Mandi Play. So I usually push out a tweet And Michael will retweet that on Twitter with the link to the actual page. So if you're on Twitter or following me, Board Gamer Pinup, it's on there. But yeah, so if you just type that in a search, you should find it.
Yeah. All right.
It's your turn.
Over to me.
I have stalled enough.
All right.
This is not going away, I believe.
I'm going to
At all.
spend my 2 tribunes to use both. So one of them is going to get me a green worker and a builder. So that I finally got the people so that I can do
My
stuff
goodness,
with.
that's quite
Those
the stack of...
envoys.
The other one will get
I'm
me
like,
one of the tribunes back, but more importantly, move me up that and let me use the ability that I pay for right at the
Smoosh
start.
up on that.
All right. So
There's really only
now
1,
There's
2, 3, 4 spots that you can do the bottom one on.
It's hard. Like I was looking, I was trying to set myself up, but
I think I have.
I have
myself
one
set for
area
one.
that I could do it, but I might as well start working on the
You
bottom
can do it
half.
over there.
Why not? Oh, it's
It has to be
oh, it has
stacked
color.
in between.
Yeah, it's between. Oh, yeah, I should have put it
boy.
over there. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Okay, so here we go. So we have a few questions here. Yeah, so in YouTube, it'll be under Michael and Mandy Play because it's in Twitch. It's under our personal Twitch channel, but on YouTube it is through the Dice Tower. But yes, we see all comments. So right now I'm seeing YouTube and I'm seeing Twitch. In the Twitch channel, we have a program that lets us see all the comments, and when it gets pushed out to both platforms. And we have another question.
yes,
Can you explain the consequence of not paying for a row of citizens again? I'm trying. So there.
Sure.
You might have missed this. I don't know if we covered it.
yeah.
But yeah.
So if you do not pay for a row, any citizens that are in that row will flip face down. And then what that means is you will no longer have that ability that it was providing. So in the case of this row, if I flip those face down, I would also lose that bump, the flip to the advanced side of the scoring track. And you would not get the multipliers for any gray buildings in that row. So with these 2 citizens, I would be scoring a multiplier of 3 for each unique gray building in the row. With those face down, I would only score the default of 1. So scoring less and fewer benefits as well. You could then pay for them again at the start of the next cycle if there was another cycle to go. So sometimes at the end, you might decide not to pay for some if there were no gray buildings, because at that point the benefits don't really matter at the end of the game. Okay, so I am going to build gray and green, which gets me the column benefit, which is scoring. I'm going to place this here.
On that one.
And the column is now worth 2 points, plus 1 for each citizen that I have, so I get 5 points for that.
Oh my.
Slowly but surely moving.
I think you, I don't know if you're on time.
I was way back there. Thank you. And that. Oh, and green, yes. So then I will also.
Maybe 11. We'll give you the extra one because you're on 11.
Okay, thank you. And I will place that. So again, none of us are having to. None of us are having to follow the regular placement restrictions for envoys, which is following the colors that are already started. Now in this case, there weren't any green started, so it doesn't matter. I can play anywhere. But because we all have that ability unlocked, we can just place anywhere we want according to the color we place. All right, that is the end of that round. I'll take the first player marker. We'll look at the next 2 streets.
Oh boy, hopefully better than the last.
Nope. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
We've got the baths, and then we have.
So you
the
can reverse the
change
not
of
paying for a row decision later. Yes, so you're not
Yeah.
stuck with it if you don't pay them and they go away. You can get them back.
Oh boy, that's
Wow,
bad.
that's something. I've given up on that bottom scoring, however. Oh, I just realized I can't do that other scoring either.
That's
I
it.
guess I should switch
Oh.
Yeah, it's rough.
Ooh, I like that tile. We haven't had any of the Legionnaires.
No, you know what's gonna happen, right? A whole bunch
Or
of
of the Pantheon. Oh, yeah, we had one from there, I think.
I don't even know what to do with this. Can I make that happen? I don't think so. I just have to give up on that. This row's dead. No, really, like, there's nothing I can do. So I might as well make this available, but this is not great. Sure. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. Huh. I have that, so this would be better. Give that to you.
Okay. Before I look at that, I'll cover why keeping the tribunes can be beneficial later in the game. So as you're picking stuff off of your area, you're going to have fewer and fewer options, obviously. What happens if you come to the point where you have no options? So let's say we were looking at the baths. If this envoy was not on my board, so that is now an empty street with no choices for me, I would then be able to use one of these tribunes to ignore that restriction and pick from anywhere. Now, if I didn't, so let's say I didn't have the tribune or I didn't want to spend the tribune, what would happen is I've only picked one tile off my board. I have nothing to pass to the player on my right. That means they would then get to choose from any of the previous tiles that they were passed, and that just opens up the options immensely. Yeah. So you want to try and avoid emptying out a street if you can, or hold on to tribunes so that you can get around that street restriction. All right, so I'm first.
Not feeling great about my strategy this
Yeah,
this
I was, and then now I've just kind of stalled.
game.
I will not use that.
This is just
I will use this, so I get any color worker of my choosing and a coin. And a coin is easy.
It's nice to pay.
Jeez, that's rough.
All right, and then
No, we're not.
I really wish I could get.
You said it earlier, and I thought I just kind of glanced
I'm
at
sorry, it slipped out. I tried to hold it in as long as possible.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it started off really well, and then just
All right,
bitter.
I'm going to build
I knew
a
it.
blue
I
building.
knew it. I
Oh,
knew
of
it.
course it's
Yeah,
gonna finish.
well, I thought he
Actually, you know what? It's not so much for finishing. I probably will, but it's not so much for that. It's for the set of
the bonus,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
I know I'm
Right.
working
That's the main
towards
reason
that
I'm doing it.
myself, yeah.
But a bonus is a bonus is a bonus, and I'm going to take it.
Absolutely.
So I will build this.
Ooh.
I will build this here.
The one time in the game I don't have a builder, and I need one.
And I have many envoys, so
I know.
I'll put
I
this
kept
out.
my only one.
Yeah.
Finishing off the blue area, so I get to take a bonus of my choosing. I'm going to go with the scoring track bump.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
All right, that's it.
All right, well, this is just going downhill rather quickly. So that one's going to go away. I'm going to take a little bumpity bump. Whoop. And I'm going to take some money. And that's going to go here. This is horrible, but I might as well work toward that bonus so I can build a green one. Where I'm going to put it is a whole other story. I guess we'll put you there. So, bye to my green builder. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we'll put that there. And then I will put you. Well, actually, it really doesn't matter where I put it at this point because it's just not good. So I'll put it there, so at least it's diagonal to. No,
Here?
no.
Diagonal
Here?
to the eagle.
Oh, I can put it there. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, to continue the.
And
Oh, I
keep-
see. Yeah.
Have your area?
Oh, I see. That's right.
Or were
So
you
it's better.
down
Yeah.
here?
Because I'm trying to think it's continuous, right? Or is it just area?
Anything
It's
attached.
orthogonally adjacent.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be a row.
If you put it, if either where
It
you
doesn't
put
matter,
it,
yeah.
I could end up finishing it.
Most I'm saying no. The finishing part, I knew that was going to happen regardless. So it was more I just needed near an eagle to get some points.
Sure.
All right.
That's you. This is me. I'm gonna get rid of this one and keep the builder and the
Okay.
dollar.
Okay, so there is another question. After deciding on a tile, is the build action optional? Could you choose not to build and save the workers?
Yes. Yeah. Definitely optional. Or in my case, I couldn't do it at all for a couple rounds, but yeah, it is definitely
So many
optional.
of those done.
And I will trade them both in to build this here. Nope, like that. So I've got 2 points for the column, the gray column, plus 2 more.
Yep.
Is 4. And then the green. I don't really want to finish the thing because it doesn't get me eagle points and it doesn't help me here.
Well, yeah.
But oh no. Actually, I'm gonna do neither and go over here.
You still get the eagle
You
points.
still
right?
I get the eagle
exactly.
points. I'll
And it
continue my
continue-
train
yeah.
instead of hoping that maybe
Right.
this gets there.
Right.
Sure, we'll do
I
that.
know, right? Exactly.
Good.
We yes.
All right.
Thank
Over to you. Next 2 streets.
So we have the Via Lupa Capitalina,
There you
Wolf again, and then the Via
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Amphitheatrum,
That's terrible.
which is our first time getting that one. Oh no.
I mean, I could uncover this, but that seems stupid. So one red. Oh, there must be 1 red. If I can get red.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Huh. I could do you. I could do... You can tell when you're getting deep into the game, everyone gets real quiet.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we got. Wow, that's, yeah, not what I was going for. Yeah, that's a thing.
Hmm.
Oh, I should have chosen from anywhere on my board.
Oh boy, that is okay. No. No.
Should I have done that?
Hate draft. All right.
I know, and I just realized I should have taken this off to score it. Why didn't I take that off? I don't know. What is it?
Something good. Meh.
Wow, that's something. I don't have to think about that. Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, but once you get into it, it's second nature. It starts to make sense.
Yeah, the rounds can go quite quickly once you're into the flow of it.
I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I can't get 2 sets of 4.
Oh, jeez, I'm just struggling to get one.
And I think since I uncovered my yellow crane, but it's just actually I can go there. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I should have uncovered a crane and I just totally forgot about it.
Alright, I will, but, so since I'm not using this one, it just becomes an envoy right away. And then I will get a red and a yellow worker. And that just goes there. And from that, I will build yellow, a single yellow. And place it here, which then allows me to finish that area. And I think I'm just going to move this ahead because it will score me an extra point in this one. That's what
Yeah,
goes.
might as well.
Good.
Nice. Nice.
Ah, sorry. It's
Okay.
not what I want.
But I'll take it.
It'll do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is rough.
Okay.
Like
Can't
smack
you
dab in
really?
the middle of my long row of
Yeah,
yellow.
he really just went.
Literally. Here we go. Bye-bye. The one person in the game you do not have to worry about is the one you blocked.
Really? I'm way back here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the one person in the game you don't have to worry
That
about.
doesn't mean anything in this game. Okay, so someone's saying they're getting good audio but very choppy video.
Oh.
So now is that on YouTube, and how are people getting it on Twitch? So if people could write in the chat and let me know, that would be great.
I'll take.
I'll actually switch over to C here.
I've got one, and then I take a worker of my choosing. It's not workers I need. I need builders.
The builders do seem to be very limited.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's just because we sort of flushed through them
Yeah.
at the beginning.
I'm having a tough time getting those. Alright, I will take a green worker. I
Okay.
suppose.
So anybody on Twitch, can you let me know how the video is? I'm watching it through YouTube, and it seems to be okay on my end, but I know on Twitch it looks good. I'm just not sure how it's doing on YouTube. Oh,
Is
sorry,
the
on
chop-
Twitch.
Is the choppiness because of the focus?
No, sometimes
No.
it's internet, sometimes,
Yeah.
but we're hard connected. So,
Alright, I'm gonna build a green building.
okay, so, yeah, so same. Audio was clear, video was frozen on Twitch.
Oh.
Video's frozen, eh?
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay, I will finish doing our green.
Sure,
So,
no, finish your turn.
Building
Yeah.
green envoy. I will just do that. That is me.
Okay.
I will check Twitch while you're gone.
So, let's see here. Well, we don't want that. That's not good. Now we'll do this, which is also not exactly what I wanted, but hey, I'll take what I can get. And that goes here. And in order for me to do anything right now, I would need to do, this is so expensive, but I have to trade in an assistant, and
Just got it red.
yeah, to get a red. To get a red, and I'm going to spend that red. And thank you. A single tile. Ideally, I don't like to put these in rows where I'm not getting extra scoring for gray. So we'll just put that there. And I get to put one out, and we'll put that red down there by
Here?
the eagle.
On the diagonal, or it doesn't matter. I'll have to put it right there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
connect
Keep it
that.
connected, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, apparently we're back. We're back on YouTube.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How's Twitch going?
Yeah, it's slow.
All right. We're trying to make sure everything's good. So it's apparently on. Oh no, I think that just meant we're back on video. I don't think it meant we're back on line, so to speak. All right. Well, we're working on trying to get that all sorted. And we'll make sure that that's all sorted.
Oh, the other feet up. Oops.
What was it?
I said I'll pull the other feet up.
Okay. And is it 5G?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Because there's two of them. That's why. Well, it's connected anyway.
Yeah, it is. I made sure to turn Wi-Fi off so that it wasn't going to be trying to use that.
Yeah.
I could try changing the camera settings, but
No.
midstream
That might be dangerous.
That might be a problem.
Yeah, apparently it's so choppy on both.
Sorry. I had the volume.
All right, so we're just trying to do a little in-video fix. And
Yeah,
find
YouTube
out.
is still choppy.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm on it right now and it's frozen.
Okay. Thanks, Otter, so much. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. So in the interim, we're gonna definitely try and get this sorted.
Better on YouTube.
So it's better on YouTube?
Yeah, it hasn't frozen yet.
Okay, better on Twitch now.
It just froze.
On what?
There we go. It's still a little choppy on
Right.
YouTube, but it's better than frozen.
Just changing cameras for 1 second.
Okay, so it seems to be fixed on YouTube.
Yeah, it's saying that it's clear here now.
All right. So we'll try our best to keep fixing it. If it comes up again, let us know. Thank you, everybody, for letting us know. We appreciate it.
All right. Are we done the round?
Yes, Mandy, you took your turn, right?
I did, yes.
So we're into scoring then. That's the end of the cycle. Yeah, that's the end of the second cycle.
Oh dear.
Into scoring. So first thing is we got to pay our citizens. So I do have 2 rows of citizens. I've got 2 coins.
And I
That's
do
convenient.
too. Look at that. But I do have one left. Yeah, you're bigger now. Or not. I don't know what that means.
I had
Michael
switched to the
switched
other.
cameras.
Oh, you switched cameras,
So
okay.
we're like,
Or switched
ah.
scenes. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any stutter. Okay, this is good. So I don't necessarily know if it's internet. My internet is working fine here, so it could be a camera issue. We're trying to figure it out. So
Just
so
keep
far
us
so good.
posted.
Keep us
Yeah.
posted. Yeah, if
Yep.
anything pops up.
All right, we've
Paid.
all paid?
Yeah.
Excellent. So first thing is cranes. I uncovered the yellow crane. I have 1 yellow building. I will get 2 points for that. Crane flips over.
Oh, I did do it on yellow crane. Look at that. I didn't even know. And I have 1, so I got 2 points.
Yep.
Lonely 2 points.
Guess what? I also did a yellow crane.
Consistency.
Let's do it with that.
Oh, but.
So I have 3, so I get 6 points.
Yep.
32.
Very good. All right,
Maybe
so
don't forget to flip your crane over.
Yes.
different
Yes,
gray buildings in each row. So
It's not
we
good
can
for
see
me.
mine
I
okay.
didn't do any
Now, when I
cranes.
say gray buildings, even though when you flip over the cranes, they become gray, those aren't considered for the gray building scoring. So I am looking at this row. I have 1, but I am getting a multiplier of 3, so that's 3, and then 1 more is 4. So 4 points.
And 1 more.
Yep, thank you.
While Mandy does that, I'll do mine. Or
Sure.
unless you're ready, Mandy.
Yep. What are we doing? So we're doing
Gray
I'm
buildings.
doing your
Gray building?
dice.
Yeah, it's not fantastic here. So I think we've had 2 there, and another 2 there. So just 4
So
points.
4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I've got 2 there, 2 there, so 2, 4, 6.
Yep.
Whoop. 7, 8.
Very good. Okay, eagles. So we are all going to get the additional bonus of diagonal. Again, normally it's only orthogonal to the eagles when you're looking at the mosaic boards. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Nice.
All right. See, it's pushing up.
So we can look at Mandy's while she does
Sure.
All right.
that. So she scores both of those, right? So
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Nice,
Nice.
Mandy.
Yay!
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice.
Oh, we're just doing
Would
one
you
next
mind
to
doing
eagles.
that?
Not at all. 7.
Yeah, we're doing
Okay.
Yep.
both a diagonal and
Oh, okay.
All right, after eagles would be the area of envoys, the largest connected area you have. So I have 4 envoys that will score me 4 points.
you're now in charge of moving those.
Sounds good. So closer to me.
In your
Four.
area.
So yours would be 4 is your
Yep.
largest area.
Which is 4 points. Yes.
And mine is 6, which is 7 points.
Nice.
Nice. Here we go. It
And
started.
lastly, we have the Trajan tasks, which I ran out of time, but you're looking at 4 different colored buildings, and then for the set collection, 2 of the column gray buildings and any colored worker. I only have 1 of the column buildings. I was hoping to get a builder to build a second one, but was not able to do so. However, I did complete all 4 different colored buildings. So I have 1 of those scoring based on where the Trajan head is. So I have within the 5 bracket to get 5 points for that one.
Okay. I also have 5 points just in there. Yep.
1 set.
Right.
I have 1 set and the 2 columns with a worker. So
Very
I
good.
get,
So 2
my head is
Times.
at 10. Oh, sorry, it's 5, so 10
5 is
total.
10 points.
Nice. 10 big ones.
Very good. Okay.
See, this is where it gets annoying.
Oh, the
Yeah.
flips. Yeah.
And we build the last portion of the column and carry on. And
Alright.
first player
It's going to
marker
be...
has moved.
Over to me. Over to me.
Oh, and now they
We
come
have-
out both at the same
What did I
time.
tell you?
Oh, yeah. So we're looking
That's
at the same row.
That's a thing.
No.
So the last Trajan task we're going for here in the 3rd cycle is to have a row of 4 buildings built with colored buildings on opposite ends of the 2 gray buildings in the middle. That can be very tricky with all of those temples on the board getting in the way. And then the collection at the bottom is to have all 3 different types of citizens.
No, it's just going to be hard.
Yeah. to pick.
All right. So we're looking at the same row. Wow.
Same row.
Yeah, I've given up on that bottom
I've only
task.
got 2 tiles left in that row. Do I take them both or pick somewhere else?
Because I need color gray. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
All right, I will pick
Oh,
one
come on.
from that row, but I'm going to spend a
So
tribune
grumpy about that.
to pick from anywhere I choose.
Oh, I totally did this backwards. I have the gray there, and I should have had it the other way. Totally wasn't thinking. So I'm just going to have to give up on this entire idea. All right, let's take a gander here.
Can you please remind me, is that send an envoy out immediately?
That is pick one off of here and get the bonus immediately.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that lets you
Send it out.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this one.
That one. Yes, that one.
yes, that
And
one.
this one lets you repeat.
Lets you take from here.
Gotcha.
Great. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice, but I can't. I gotta
Take
do
it
this
and
one.
get the bonus immediately, eh?
Ha! That's very funny. Seems to be a trend in this video. Michael has a nice drink, playing with 2 wonderful women. Usually we have your lovely partner here, but today
Yep.
we've switched it up with Ashley.
Yep.
And we play great games too. I think we do, or we try to anyway.
I have tough choices.
Oh, apparently.
Tough choices.
Oh, goodness.
Right.
No.
Choices. Yeah. I should have done this much sooner.
What is happening right now?
I'm struggling.
I see that. Oh, a little in my eye here. All right.
All right. What you got?
Well, that would be good, but alas, I don't think. Oh, mind you, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Nope, I can't do it. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna pull this up. Now, technically, I could take both, but I feel like that would not be wise yet. It's a bit early. So instead, this one's gonna go over here, and I'm gonna take this and this. And so I took a yellow worker and a builder. Oh boy, decisions. Although that seems a little not so great right now. Let's see what bonuses I have to choose from. Oh, that would be nice. That could give me a little bump up there. Hello. Okay. And I could put it in that row because I don't have one. Okay, so I'm going to take my gray builder. And I'm going to take whatever that thing is called.
Yep.
The canister.
The canister! Disgraceful. The amphora.
Sure, the canister.
Canister.
Oh
You'll
no.
put your coffee. Maybe your cookies.
We'll move that up. Yes, cookies. And we'll push that up to the next tree.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that is my turn.
I'm gonna spend 2 to keep both.
Okay.
And so I'll get a green, a blue, and the money bag will go there, and I will get a bonus of $1. And that goes here, and then I will be building a...
Oh, and Nerfenstein's in the chat. Hello, I feel like it's been forever and a half since
Girly Gamer,
seen you.
thank you for joining.
green. I've heard good things about you, Nerfenstein.
Oh.
And the green will go there. Making my little train.
Yep, getting the connection going there. All right.
Oh, and I need to take the actual building to put on my board. That would be helpful. There we go. Out of
Okay.
order, but it's done.
Exactly, it's something.
All right, I should have done this a lot sooner, so I'm not using that. I am taking the third citizen. That will give me the bonus of being able to trade in these assistants because they've been doing me no good. Yeah, I should have done that a lot sooner. All right, now the question is, what do I wish to trade them in
Oh my
for?
goodness, it's like a reunion in the chat. Thulsa's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Tulsa.
Look at that.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Builders. I don't know builders.
I
Okay,
don't know either.
so I'm going to take that bonus. So, like I said earlier, that bonus will allow me once per turn trade in an assistant for a builder. So I will do that right now. Trading that in. That. And then I will turn around and use said builder to build.
Oh my goodness, so much to do.
I have 2 things I want to do. I just need to come up.
I feel like I'm gonna build stuff, but it's useless. You know what I mean?
I'm going to build
I might have
The
to.
tricky tasks that
Yeah.
that came up.
These ones were tough.
scroll.
It's more me. I'm trying to make a connection.
Mm.
So I'll put
But
a scroll out
That's the color I
there.
don't want.
Scroll bonus lets me move up on
Right, so you don't need blue.
I don't need blue.
this track, which lets me take a tribune and a worker in any color.
Alright.
Ooh, that is
Alright.
Okay,
a desperate times.
first player moves.
There we go.
That's 2 streets.
Good for goodness
Another
sakes. Who
duplicate.
shuffled this?
No.
Who shuffled this?
Another duplicate.
So
So
the,
Is that the
lighthouse?
lighthouse?
yeah,
It
across
is.
the bottom. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, I mean, at least I can uncover the thing I was going to uncover, but
Ugh.
womp womp. That seems like a
Huh.
little poopy. There's
Hello.
Okay.
a better option for me to go. Ooh,
That.
that's a thing. Now I gotta think about this. Ooh. Both are bad. Okay, so that. I don't know. Yeah. So.
I'm gonna spend my worker to take and ignore a street.
Okay.
That's annoying.
Okay, so I took that one off there. And, oh, actually, I could take both now that I think about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take
I might as well. Okay, so let's pass that to you.
Thank you.
I'm
You're
not
welcome.
sure.
Oh, still doing it? Okay.
Yeah, you can have that.
And,
Woohoo!
wow, that's some garbage. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yes, sir. It's very terrible.
Oh. Wow, that's a problem.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'm
those.
first, eh?
No, I have to go.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
bad.
Not using that. I'm going to take a green worker and a tribune. I will also use my ability to trade in an assistant for a builder.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to build. Oh yes, I'm going to build. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to build with a builder and a green worker. Build this. That will get me the column bonus. 1 point, plus 1 for each citizen, so a total of 5. Way back here. And green envoy. Go there, that finishes it. So then I get a bonus of my choosing. And I will move my track up to the next cypress tree.
Nice.
That is me.
Well, these are the worst tiles I've ever seen in my life, and it's forcing me. Oh, this is such garbage. Alright, well, I have to actually use these. So I'm spending the 2 tribunes.
Keeping both.
I have to.
Yep.
I need both. Now, with that being said, it pains me to do this. I have to go and take this. This is not the ability of my dreams. Here we are. And I get this and this. So I get a tribune and an assistant. That's red. Let's put that one there.
Yeah.
And then I'm
That's
going
the trade-off, right? If you use your own for those, then you don't get the envoys for them.
Exactly, but I have no choice. So now I'm going to trade this in. Oops, the assistant.
Mhm.
Using my ability for green.
Mhm.
And I shall take my green worker. And if I could have a single green tile, please.
Certainly.
Thank you. Put that on a space that's not requiring that much scoring. So we'll do that. And we'll place that on, if you don't mind, please, just on that, finishing
green?
off that green.
Which ones would you like?
Well, I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think that I should. Money wouldn't be a good idea at this point. How much time do we have?
You do have a row that's not used. Oh, but you have to.
Two more, yeah.
No, okay, that's
2
fine.
rows.
We got time. So then I can do that.
Okay.
To the next tree. Woo!
On to the next tree. I'm gonna get rid of that. And take a builder and a dollar.
2 monies, my lordy.
And that will go there. And what was my choice again? Oh yes, the builder will build a single amphora. For some reason I always find I'm propelled to like go up this track. I don't know why.
This is working out for you.
No, in every game I've played,
Oh,
I'm
really?
always like whoop.
Ah.
Yeah. It'll go right there, and then I will move here, which will allow me to place an envoy
Yes, I will.
to the board, right?
Yep.
So I'll take it and I will place it right here. 'Cause I will be start player next round.
Yeah, you will.
There you go. Set
All right.
yourself up.
And that is the end of the round. So, speaking of,
Thank you.
over to you. Second last round.
Oh,
Next 2 streets.
I'll take it.
boy. Mike.
I mean, I have to.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, exactly. Is there a choice here?
But I'm happy about it.
I guess we'll do this. I don't think it's going to help me any, but let's find out soon enough. All right. What do we got? Why are these not the tiles of my dreams? Ooh. Like, really not the tiles of my dreams. Actually, both work. Both work. I'll just do this one, actually. This is good for you, but I can't really have that. Okay, not so good. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. Yikes! That's the thing.
Ooh.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Sugar.
I'm
Yeah, I'm in trouble. This is not good. I needed something to happen, and well, it didn't.
gonna get rid of that one and keep a tribune and move my bar to the next tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'll become an envoy, then I will build a red single building and place it, I don't care where because it doesn't matter anymore. Because I have my plan already set out.
Yep, finishing that.
Sure,
last
we'll
one.
stick it there. And then with that, I get to place that here,
Nice.
getting me a bonus, and I will take the slide bonus,
Yep.
which slides me to whoop, the last tree.
Wow. Oh, wow, nice. Getting right to the end there.
Close. One more space.
Alright. I will not use that. I will take an assistant and move up on that track.
You've come a long way from one cycle ago being
But
at
that's
the
what I
beginning.
told you. Like, that's how it
Yeah.
goes. You're
Not
back.
a long way there.
This last round's gonna be awful. There's too
I
many
will
things
then
to do.
use my ability to hand in an assistant and gain skirt.
Let's keep it.
Alright, so here's what I will do. What will I do? That's a great question. Alright, I will build gray, and I'm going to use my assistant with the green to change it to red. So to go through the motions, I'm going to use the assistant to change the green into red, and then I'm going to build with gray and red.
Oh, that's surprising. Not what I thought you were going to do.
I'm mainly looking here. The only place I have left to go is
I
red.
see. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Because
also
of-
true. We're gonna block.
that's not helpful.
Yeah.
And I ended up. He didn't want to be blocked out by you,
Right.
and then I blocked both of you out.
Wow. Thanks for that.
So I'm going to place there, which will also move me up this track.
It's become an area control game.
Right.
Yep, that is a portion of it. And that gets me to assistance and building on red.
One step closer.
Okay.
All right. That actually changed sort of something I was gonna do. Maybe. I have no idea. So, well, yes, actually, that does change something. Very interesting. Oh, I think I might actually have to take you. So I'm going to do that, and I'm actually going to take a red builder and a tribune. That's going to go there. And yeah, I'm so sorry. I actually didn't want to do this, but
Sure, you
I'm
do.
gonna take that red. No, I actually wanted to go down there, but then I realized. Yeah. So I'm gonna take that.
Yep.
If you don't mind, please, to finish it. And I will take money. That is literally the only reason why I did that. Because I needed
Dollars.
money. And I believe that's my turn.
All right.
Not
On
ready
to the
for
last
points.
round.
Did you take your red building that you built? Did you build a red building?
Oh, I did not. That would be good if I put the building on the board. Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, it doesn't actually matter for us at this point. We just
Well, scoring it will.
Oh, do you have your crane?
Turn
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
I know.
It really matters.
So thank you for reminding me.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
All right, last round.
All right.
Final streets.
Arch and the amphitheater.
Chat's gone quiet. I'm like, are they watching or are they worried?
Maybe because we've gone quiet. They're strategizing.
Maybe. Okay. Wow. So I have nothing to choose from in that
Oh
row.
no!
So I'm forced
Do I want
to
Mandi
use.
to have?
Well, I can use the Tribune.
I know I'm in
Oh,
the same
yeah, I had nothing
situation.
there either.
Hey, all of us!
So actually, that's the way that's going. I'm not spending it.
Huh.
Because I'm in the arch and you guys are in the amphitheater. Where you can't pull, right?
It's yeah,
Mine is my arches.
both.
Huh.
Okay. My question earlier. Well, that's something. So there you go. Something to tell the chat when that happens.
I don't
Wow.
think I've ever seen it happen.
No,
e-
to
every,
so
to
many
every
people.
person at the same time.
Wow.
So I did say this earlier. I'll say it again because now it is very relevant.
That's a problem.
If you cannot pick from the assigned street, let's say you can't pick from one street, then you would pick from the one that you can, and if you're not picking from the other one, that means that the opponent that you would normally pass a tile to gets to pick from anything that you've given them up to this point during the game. Or you could spend the Tribune to then just pick from anywhere on the board. Now let's say both streets were empty that were assigned, and let's say you didn't have any Tribunes. That means you're taking no tiles, which means you don't get a tile, and your opponent still gets to pick from any of those, which would be a little on the punishing side and a very huge benefit for the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So the debate now is that we all have 2
We're all
Tribunes
like,
as well.
and
yeah.
I'm like just trying to wait everybody up to be like, who's
I
gonna do
personally
it?
would rather just.
Because we're in the
Take
final
my
round now. So
chances.
if you do spend the 1 Tribune, you only have 1 left, which will do no good during that actual
Right.
round. Whereas if you hold on to 2, then you could use both tiles. Now,
Oh, you're stuck in both cases. You're stuck for both of them.
Just
Andy.
one. I just took
Oh, you took one off.
Yeah, I took
Okay.
one off. Yeah.
I thought I couldn't see it, and I thought,
Oh
what
yeah, no,
happened?
because
You're-
for
yeah.
what is
You were
it? This
good on
one?
one.
I have I have
Okay.
2. It was the other one. I had
Yeah.
nothing.
So I also have pulled one, and I'm just waiting.
You're waiting.
well, I as well will
But we're
pull
supposed to do this
1.
simultaneously, so
Where's simultaneous?
simultaneously deciding. I mean, I would rather not spend it.
I don't want. So I'm willing to give Mandy. I'm willing to give you the ability to choose from there, but I don't want to spend.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't
If I
want to spend.
if I give you that ability, then Michael might. Then
I know, right? In
Mess
turn,
me up,
mess you
yeah.
up. I mean, I wasn't planning on spending mine, so that's the thing. But I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm good with a free-for-all.
Yeah. So basically, well, this is the one we have to. Yeah, we keep this one, right?
Yeah.
And then we choose.
And then just not pass.
Oh, did I even look at it? I didn't even look at it. Oh, well, yeah.
That makes it a little crazy for the last round.
That actually means like I have. Yeah, that does not leave me very many options, but I have no choice.
It leaves you all the options.
Yeah, but not exactly. I mean,
I want to uncover my crane though. So I think I'm gonna be the bad one because I want the crane.
If you do it.
It is 2 points.
Hmm.
2 points.
so if you decide to do it,
Everyone else will do it. I'm doing it.
now I'm saying if you do it, what happens to me? Then
You get one of my
You
tiles.
get a tile.
I get a tile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've now accidentally messed with you. I apologize.
Why?
But you don't get to choose the tile. I just
No,
give you a tile.
just give it to me. But then if I want to choose a tile, I have to spend one.
Yeah. But I need it for the crane and my stuff. It's mainly the crane that I wanted it for.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I really needed this because if I don't get the tile of my dreams, we have a problem. That's the thing.
Okay. It doesn't
Good.
matter what I pick.
I know, because I now have to pass. No, I keep these, right?
You keep those,
yeah.
but if you don't spend yours,
You don't pass.
Michael
I
gets
don't
to pick.
pass. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He
I
gets
need
to get
pick.
whatever he wants.
Yeah, but then that leaves me. Do I get? But I don't get to look at these before I make
No.
that decision.
You look at yours.
Yeah,
You
mine.
can't
You
look
look at
mine.
yours,
And mine
yeah,
is
but you can't.
Garbage.
Yeah.
So this is why it's important that I get it. Oh,
What do you mean it's important that you get the garbage one?
No, it's important that I. Sorry. It would be better if I could pick,
But since you can't,
but I have no idea
Yeah.
of what it is.
I forget what I gave
Do
you.
you know what I mean? But it could be good.
It's not. What you're getting is terrible.
I
Absolutely terrible.
You're such a liar.
No, I
Probably
promise you, it's terrible.
good. Oh boy! And then by doing, sorry.
So if you hand that in, you can pick from anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Still random.
exactly. But then at least I still have something else.
You have something better
Possibility.
than terrible.
You know what? I better do it because if I don't get what I need, I'm screwed. Actually, and it doesn't even matter where I pick it from at this point. Oh my goodness! All right, here we go. Oh, son of a
if
gun!
that's the case, I can't let you be the only one that's getting a
that's
free
fantastic.
for all choice.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, here you go. You can take that. I'm good. Woo! That was a very good pick on my part.
Did you take you got the good one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I got the one of my dreams.
I really do mean it was terrible.
No,
What I gave
but
you.
like the one I got is exactly what I needed. Now, unfortunately, it sucks because I have to put a yellow,
Yeah.
which is
But you can at least.
yeah, I could put it beside an eagle or something. I was hoping to not have to do that,
Who was
but
star player and did it pass?
Yes, it did.
yes.
Oh right, because I did that thing.
All right. Wow. Oh, the tension. Yes, the tension. But I got the talent.
So
it
much
is.
tension. We went from being really like cooperative almost,
Yeah.
to then
To,
we're like,
like,
nobody
I
else
was
is
willing.
on it.
I was willing.
That's right.
Yeah. See.
It was
I was
me.
willing.
It was my fault. 100%. It was my fault. I needed the crane.
Is everyone ready?
Yes.
All right. So that is going away, and I need the 2 monies.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, I was running the risk of losing one of those. So that's going to go there. Unfortunately, here's where it's terrible.
Oh
It's
no. I would have been able to get the crane anyway.
not unbelievable. So you screwed this up for nothing.
Sorry.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, unfortunately, I can't make that last connection, which is too bad. But I will build the yellow, even though I've already scored the yellow. But it's really just to get that spot. If you can pass me a single yellow, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Doesn't really matter. Throw you over
Do you have
there.
that one, right?
And I do have one left.
This one
and
here?
yeah, I think that's the only one that'll work.
No. Yes.
The longest kind of, yeah, most connections
Yeah.
aren't great. That was awful.
I do apologize because I forgot that this was my plan all along. But
Right. I don't know if I believe you.
it's fine. No. Anyway, you don't have to believe me.
I
don't
sure
have to
don't.
justify.
I sure don't.
Okay, so I'm taking just assistant and a builder.
Yep.
And that becomes an envoy. And then the builder will be traded in for what could have been an amphora, which then would have uncovered the crane. But instead, I messed that one up. So I will take a column instead just to get some points.
Okay.
Might as
And it
well.
will go here.
Yeah.
And so that is 1 plus 3. So 4 points, please. Here. I apologize.
That's good.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I really am a nice person.
Not using
YouTube
that.
and Twitch.
the first game with Ashley, and they're seeing your true colors.
Ah!
That's only 1 coin.
Gonna see
Huh.
your true
Uh-oh.
colors.
And
That's a
worker
lovely
and
song.
one
Doesn't it's not
shrine.
malicious in any way.
It's only just begun. And if anybody knows what movie that's from, bonus points. It's a scary movie.
But not the scary movie, right?
No, John Cusack's in it. Let's just say it's a bad day on
Alright.
repeat.
Taking the yellow. And then using my ability, I will hand in an assistant to get a builder.
Oh boy, doing all the things.
And then I will use the yellow worker and the builder to build.
The Shining. No, it's not The Shining. So are those the components from the Stronghold Retail Edition?
Yes.
Yes, this is the retail version.
With that, I move up on that track, letting me get one of those bonuses, which I think the coin is going to have to be.
You sound so
Sorry.
upset.
I know, now you have all these songs in your head.
Really, I'd be paying a coin just to get an extra point out of So maybe a coin isn't the way to go.
Ooh.
Does she want that bonus? This bonus?
Yeah, I thought you meant the shining. I'm like,
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to get that
Got
anyway
it.
because
got
Oh,
the
because
thought.
I'd have
you
to
have
pay
only
3,
one
right?
single.
although paying for that will let me do the diagonals,
Sure.
which that's actually okay. No, that's coins away. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
Whew.
Yeah, that was a little
was a rough
intense,
round.
and that
Yeah.
was, and our cards were horrible.
Okay, so last round of scoring. First, you have to pay your citizens, and this is where you get to see what happens when you don't pay a citizen.
All right.
I've
One,
only got
two, three.
I've only got 2 coins, so I have to choose one row to not use, and it will be that one. So it just turns face down. So if there were any gray buildings here, they would only score the base 1 point.
My goodness, I haven't seen Labyrinth in forever, but very good.
Cranes. So I've got blue and green uncovered. They're going to be worth 1 point apiece. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 points.
Okay. And I believe I also have 4 points because I have my green and red cranes uncovered.
Yep.
2 red, 2 green. Not what I was going for.
I too have 4 points because I have my blue 1, 2, and the green 1, 2.
Good.
All right, next are gray buildings.
I did
So
not do so hot on these.
I did okay on that. So I'm going to do this one first. So I have 4 unique at 3 apiece. So that's 12, 14, 15.
Nice.
59.
I have 5.
5.
Michael, did you count all yours?
So
I believe so.
2.
Okay.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Yeah.
14 and 1 is 15. Yep.
5. Oh no, that's not right. 6.
6.
6.
Yep.
My apologies. 6.
Gotcha. So those are 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice.
Nice.
12. Big one.
10, and 2.
And I'm
Okay.
confusing the chat with all my singing. True Colors was the first one, and then I moved on to, if you've seen the movie, I believe it's 1408. You will know.
All right. Eagle adjacency, or in the case of our bonuses, also on diagonals.
So let's start with you.
Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it?
That's funny.
Sounded like I was going to keep on going, but no, that is it.
So Mandy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. Very good.
Woo!
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, all of
Oh.
those. So that's 9, right? 3, no,
7,
8.
8.
6, 8, 9, 10.
There you go. Running away with it.
Yep. All right. Area envoy areas. So 3 and 4, 7 is my largest area. 7 will get me 12 points. 76.
Yeah, unfortunately mine is not as large as I would have liked. So it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which gives me 9 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I have 3, 6, 9, 10, which gets me 20 points.
Wow, big
Huge.
point.
20.
And lastly, we have the Trajan task. So in this one, as I said, it is colored building on either end of 2 gray buildings. So you need the 4 built in a row. And the bottom one is having all 3 unique citizens. I had all 3 unique citizens, but I wasn't able to pay one, so I do not have that set collection. I did get 1 set here, and that is it. So again, looking above the Trajan head, I have the one at 7 is 7 points.
And I too have 7 points.
Nice.
Because I only did the 3 different.
This is an extremely close game. For second.
Exactly.
I have 2. I have that one and
Yep.
that one, and not the citizens. So
Very good.
and my head is at 7, so I have 14.
Yep.
Look at that.
So there you go.
So,
An extremely close game for second
for
place.
Michael and I.
Yes. Well done.
Alright, so I guess we'll swap over.
I like that you guys tied. It's cute.
Well, it's funny because that doesn't happen very often.
No. All right, yeah, there you go. That is Forum Trajanum.
Yeah, so I know Tom and I have had a discussion, and Jason actually, about this game, and I know they have a very different opinion, so you'll have to check out the video for Tom on this, what his thoughts were. But I think it came across, they were saying that the board would have been better. I think it was Jason, that all the tiles in the beginning are face up, and I'm like, that would be crazy. I think that would take so long, but they think it would get rid of that kind of random factor, and I'm like, but who wants to be sitting in a game thinking about things for like 30 minutes for one turn?
That would be a lot of
Right?
paralysis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, I like that, having to decide from picking up that tile and then working with it, but that's the type of player that I am. I mean, and that's a Feld. I expect things to be like that.
You need an element of randomness in Feld, and the cards I don't think are enough. So I like how he's got the Colonia, like pulling the tiles and then deciding. It's like when you roll your dice in Castles of Burgundy, right?
Yeah.
You have to then, after you roll them, choose what you want to do. I think his games always have that little bit of randomness, and that's what makes them so Feld-like.
Yeah, and it is random in the sense that you're pulling those without seeing them, but there are ways to work around it. So, for example, I had a lot of the assistants early on, which I was stuck with assistants. That had to do with the randomness. But if I had pulled the craftsman citizen, which is available to me. You have all three available to you because you take one randomly and the other two are face up. So they're always there. If I had taken that earlier, I could have started handing those in earlier and trading them in for what I actually needed. So there are ways to mitigate that randomness. If there is something specific you need, you don't necessarily have to go fishing for it. There's other ways that you can get them as well.
Like Feld, right?
Like Feld, yeah.
This is just it's truly Feld.
And this is what we said earlier for those who had missed that. I had received some comments before about, is this like, Feld where they did Merlin and Oracle of Delphi, which are very different than some of the other Felds, and like we were saying, this kind of definitely pushes closer to the classic Felds. So, I mean, there are definitely some things that are slightly different, but it's still that point salad goodness that I love. So, I mean, this is probably the types of games that I do the best at, but I think because it allows me to be that kind of tactical. I'm not a strategic player. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not. I do like those games, not very good at it. Maybe that's why Felds work for me, because I can fly by the seat of my pants. So. But overall, I enjoy it. That is where I was going with all of this. I like this a lot. I've played it a lot. And I think it goes over, when I teach it to groups, it's a long kind of teach to kind of get into it and learn it, but then once you get it, as you can see, it goes really quickly. I enjoy it, and I think I taught it not too long at Breakout Con, which was in Toronto, and everybody there really enjoyed it. So for me, I like it. It's a keeper.
Yeah, there can be a lot of upfront teaching because there are so many things to explain, which is why I tried to avoid that in this video. So hopefully you stuck with us through that. But once you've played once, then the turns can go quite quickly.
Yeah, we do have a few questions in here,
Sure.
So yes, thank you. The flowers, I've picked those up in New York, so thank you very much for noticing. Nice and sparkly. And the game with 2 players, I have not played it with 2. Well, here you go.
Yeah.
Michael and I just last week played it with 2.
Yeah, and
Worked just
I
as
find
well.
it's just it expands quite well.
Because keep in mind, it changes, right, on the board a little bit there.
And we've played it with 4, and it works really well with 4.
Yeah,
It's
the
just,
number of mosaic boards is the number of players plus 1. So that expands quite well, and aside from that, you're still just working within your board. Passing to the right, taking from the left, so really the player count is almost irrelevant at that point.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I think works well with all players, and I mean, obviously a bit longer with 4, but I think still a lot of fun. So I don't know if anybody wants to add anything else.
No.
I love it. It restored my faith in Feld as a designer. Like, I loved him, and then he just sort of got a little lukewarm. And this game, after playing it, made me remember why I love Feld in the first place.
Yeah. And something else should have noted at the beginning of the video, and hopefully I can enter it after. This was a paid video, so this is one that we were asked to do as a playthrough. So we'll make sure that is also at the beginning of the video. But I think at some point it might have happened anyway because we all really enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
just to be transparent, yes, this was a video that we were paid to do a preview for.
There you go.
Yeah.
So not regular streaming yet. Not sure when the next one will be. We don't have a schedule yet. I have to say, very happy to be back to live streaming. That was a long year off, and thank you very much for coming back and joining us. It's great to see all the regulars back in the chat. But we will announce when the next one is, and hopefully we'll be back to streaming at the regular location soon as well.
Yeah, so it'll be some one-offs. I mean, when we have the availability, right now we're doing it at my house, so you'll notice that the back's a little different than it normally is. And we'll just kind of go off from there until we get our regular scheduling back. So no schedule yet, but just keep an eye out for the one-offs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it. So I guess we should wrap up. So if anybody would like to get a hold of me directly, you can message me at Mandi, that's Mandi with an I, at dicetower.com. But you can also reach both of us at Michael and Mandi Play. I make that plural, at gmail.com. So if there's any games you'd like to see, now keep in mind, no schedule yet, but something we might be able to look at for future teach and plays.
Yep.
So what about you? Where can we reach you directly?
So I can be found on Instagram as Pawlom, Pawlom, Twitter as Pawlom21, and email is Mandi, as Mandi mentioned, which I will also put in the description of the video too.
Yeah, so I'm looking at scheduling in advance. Normally that would be the case. We do schedule them, but like I said, we don't have a steady location. Yeah. So for the next little while, it's just going to be as they come up. Yeah. But in future, absolutely, you will know them in advance. And what about you, Ashley?
You can follow me on social media at Red Meeple Smash. That's Twitter and Instagram, no Facebook.
And something I should note, you can catch me on the Dice Tower podcast with Miss Suzanne Sheldon, and we are also launching an apps teacher and play, or kind of live show play, which should be coming out hopefully sometime in April, so keep an eye out for that. Very good. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, Ashley.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.